Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Bowtie Movie Lounge. I'm your host, Jacob Strupek. To my left, joining us again, Caedmon Hughes.
What's up, guys?
And to my right, Jade Tomeny. For his first time. I mean, this is going to be a crazy first time for you.
I feel like this is a big role.
It's a big role. I mean, like I was telling you right before we started. So, Caedmon, are you excited to talk about Pulp Fiction?
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what we're talking about. So sit back and relax and join us at the Bowtie Movie Lounge. Gentlemen, do y'all know what they call a quarter pound of cheese in Paris? Or it was Amsterdam. It was Paris. Anyway.
You can look up the movie.
They call them quarter pounders
he
with
did
cheese.
this on purpose.
I did. So I got y'all some quarter pounders with cheese. I got myself one. I know you're on like a diet.
They don't call them that, man. They call them a Royale.
They call them a Royale with cheese.
Oh, look at that, bro. It's so cold.
It's kind of warm for me.
Yeah,
Dog, I haven't had
kinda
McDonald's in like 20 years.
With cold McDonald's, all the MSG just leaves once it's cold.
Today we're discussing Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. With an $8.5 million budget, making $213 million at the box office up to date.
Wow.
This movie has become the definition of a cult classic. What would y'all say about that?
I mean,
I have to agree.
I would definitely have to agree. Although, I do know several people who told me that they hate the movie in general.
Really?
Most of them being very, I would call them Star Trek fans.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Although I can't hate completely on Star Trek.
I can't hate on it either, but
it's the crowd that they bring.
That's actually that's a good definition. I mean, I guess that's the next question is, what are your personal thoughts? Like, so, Caedmon, we'll start with you. What's your personal thought on this movie overall?
That was an amazing movie. Felt like it was unconventional in a refreshing way and in a beautiful way.
Oh, that was very poetic. So you're bringing back that almost theologian. I said it wrong. Theologian.
I've seen it like 8 times.
Yeah, dude. I feel like it's one of those movies that when it's turned on at the station, it just doesn't.
Because you're a fireman, so at the fire station when it's turned on,
dude, it doesn't cut off. Like
it just doesn't.
It's like you'll be scrolling through cable, and if they see it, they leave it there. It doesn't matter who it is. If they don't even like the movie, they'll stop there and they'll walk away, and everybody else will just watch the movie. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
No, so I see it probably 4 or 5 times a year. It's just one of those. I have no idea what happened. It might be our firehouse alone, but in general, it's just it's one of those movies, man. So for me, the movie in general, just talking about how it was so different.
Right.
The reason I think it is a timeless classic is because it was one of the first movies that I can think of that you had 3 main characters. You had 3 main plots, and it followed all 3 of those plots, and it just went through in such detail of each of those, and how they all lined up at the end was just personally
almost like never seen before.
Yeah, I think it was such a drastic change to Hollywood in general.
Yeah,
that people just hadn't seen.
No, so, I agree. And we'll that's definitely.
I mean, and that goes
a big part of like the cultural impact that's coming later.
For sure.
But no, so overall, you just feel like it paved a way, and you just. So overall, you like
dude, it affected TV shows after this. It affected Hollywood in ways that just movies after this. It brought a humor to this type of movie, like gangster type movie. Brought a humor to it.
Yeah.
It made you like the gangster.
Yeah,
it made you like that character, and they had such a role that you were just like, man, I kind of like this guy, you know? Oh, it kind of sucks that Vincent dies, you know? But
in the end,
and you're like, it's just like, man, here we are.
It was a good ride.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, it's one of those films that just, to me, it changed too much of a culture and of that genre. And it was like almost a sub-genre of the mafia film where you saw these gangsters, and then all of a sudden it brought comedy to it.
Yeah.
And
I see this movie more as like a mixing pot, you know, of like, because obviously Tarantino loves like old westerns. He loves the old like samurai movies. He loves, a bunch of like different foreign films, like whether it's French, Japanese. He likes all the different ones, and he took a lot and put it all into one movie, and which we now have as Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
But like he later came on with Kill Bill, which
interesting point on that.
I do want to hear that. Actually,
I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No. Wait, what's your point on Kill
So
Bill?
there's just a part in the movie where, like Maya Wallace, whenever she's questioned, and she actually, on the date, she describes every single woman in Kill Bill.
Yeah.
As
Fox Force 5.
Yeah, Fox
the Fox Force
5.
5.
Right.
That's who it was.
Yeah, and even describes herself in that movie.
Yeah,
Master of Blades.
Yeah.
Master of Blades.
Yep.
All right, so my personal take on this film is, I think it's a damn near masterpiece.
Yeah. You're putting in master class, huh?
Master class, because
I hate you for this McDonald's, by the way.
yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. But it's
Continue.
it's a Royale though. Come on,
Royale with cheese.
a Royale
I'm
with
just gonna
cheese.
keep going back to it though.
I'll
in
get on
front
a
of
little
me.
monologue that way y'all can eat. The way I feel about this movie is there's a lot of room for him to play. It's almost like Tarantino made this big sandbox where he can play. He's not restricted to being so like, I don't know, spot on with certain things that are in touch with our reality, because this movie like is basically an alternate universe, but it has all these characters that kind of pulls you in to make it feel like a reality. And I don't know, like, if y'all felt the same way, but
So what character do you feel like you gravitate mostly towards?
I'd say easily Vince
Really?
out of probably out of all of them. I'd easily say Vince, especially with like the foot massage thing. We'll get into that.
Oh man,
But
I like Butch, man.
Butch?
I feel like Butch just
Same.
down on his luck, man.
I do
And
see you as a Butch.
just comes through.
Knowing you as I see you as a Butch.
Yeah, man. I like it, but I
Yeah.
also feel like Jules sometimes. I just
You
need
do?
to quote scripture and kill people.
I've seen you do it. I've seen you quote scripture and then
Zed's
just
dead,
kill.
baby.
I could just once I heard him say that's one of my favorite quotes. Spoiler, but
bike is this?
says baby, no more questions, just get on.
It's a chopper, baby.
Yeah, it's a chopper. That's
Whose
right.
bike?
I told
Don't
you
worry
that
about it.
Yeah. Caedmon, who do you see yourself as?
I kind of like Quentin Tarantino's character. Bro.
Jimmy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Jimmy.
It took me like 4 or 5 times of watching this to realize that was him in the
Yeah.
movie. Like I just never really put that together.
Yeah. You know who that was supposed to be? That was actually supposed to be Steve Buscemi.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was supposed to be his role, and he ended up being the waiter.
Yeah, because he couldn't do that, like the scheduling conflicts.
Really?
Yeah.
Also,
So he ended up just giving him milkshakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang.
who's the guy who came to like help him clean?
The
Yeah, had
actor, Mr.
Oh,
Wolf.
the old man?
Mr.
Mr.
Wolf.
Wolf.
Mr. Wolf.
I think that's also
Harvey
one of my
Keitel.
favorites.
Dude.
Yeah, Harvey
Great.
Keitel. I don't know. What about me? I like. Do I give like off not as sharp and smooth as Mr. Wolf, but do I give off a sort of like gentleman?
A cleaner? Nah,
Yeah,
dog.
cleaner.
You're not a cleaner, dog.
Okay, not a cleaner.
Well,
can't-
that's not his whole job.
Yeah,
You don't think so?
He solves problems.
yeah, that's all he does.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's how he's introed. He's a problem solver.
I'm not a big problem solver though.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I can be put under pressure.
I feel like you might be more of a Vincent, man.
Hmm.
Because I feel like Vincent's not 100% sold into the thug life. you
Yeah,
know?
he's not 100% there, but he's just kind of
that's his job.
He knows what he has to do.
And Jules is really the balls to the operation,
That's true.
and he just kind of falls into it. And and I'll point it out later, but there's some hilarious stuff that
Yeah.
happens in the movie that's just kind of like a sideline that you just have to watch it a couple times to really
Yeah.
see. And
You really
I think
do.
that's really what his goal was with this type of movie.
Was to kind of like give different.
So much information overload
Yeah,
that you just have to watch it over and over again.
you have to slow down.
That's
I get
true.
yeah.
I
That's
noticed a lot of stuff watching it yesterday that I didn't notice.
Yeah.
yeah. Same here. It does take a lot of watches to really pick up on all the different things.
Yeah,
And I noticed that too. I did the same thing, but now that you say that, maybe that was part of like the writings to make this
Yeah.
like a cult classic.
You're saying like it's a mixing pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a
I
real
feel
New
like that's-
Orleans style
That
thing.
could be
you know?
like where
Yeah.
the title comes from too. Pulp.
Yeah, pulp. Yeah, it's just
The
like
mix.
everything's together and just
Yeah.
brought back
A
together.
messy blend of.
Yeah, a messy blend of.
Yeah. It's like that orange juice that nobody really wants.
Yeah.
Got all the pulp in it, you know,
I
but
like
you
it
can tell
with
it's
some
real.
pulp. I like it with some pulp. That's all.
I love pulp, man.
Pulp's good. It's good.
I always
It's good
buy
calcium.
extra pulp, bro.
So, opening questions. Do you remember how old you were when you first watched the movie? So, Jade, going back on you. This
Back in my day.
back in your day. What are you? You're about 60 right now.
No, dude, I'm a ripe age. I'm good.
You're a ripe
Good.
old age.
Yeah, no,
I'm just teasing you.
Pulled it.
Let me know if
It was shoot, man. I probably saw this movie when I was 8 years old.
8 years old. Okay, so 8. Caedmon,
I want to say like 15.
you were 15. I know my first time watching, I was at your house, and I can't remember if this was the first one.
I want to say I saw it like a year before.
A year before. Okay, yeah, because you were the one that like showed me.
Yeah.
It was like, wait, I felt like it was much more later. I've been showing like at least one of my brothers, like, look, this is Pulp Fiction. I'm kind of throwing you into like the cultural like appropriation of what you need to be watching right now, you know? And you kind of did that for me. It was at your house. I forget how old exactly I was though. Which I don't know. I can't remember if it was that one or Kill Bill that I watched first. Do you think it's appropriate to give another man's wife a foot massage?
No.
Okay, no. Okay.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's where I side with Vince. You know, that's why I saw him.
Unless she's like paying you to do it and you're like a
an
professional.
actual
If you're a
prof-
masseuse,
if you're a
if it's
professional
your
masseuse,
job,
yeah.
that's totally different.
But like, you certainly wouldn't like another man giving your wife a foot
No,
massage.
man.
But killing a man over that, it's a different story.
Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe talking to him,
Maybe
killing his pride.
Maybe just like punching him once or something.
Me 12 years ago, I can't tell you. So,
Okay, so
Hard. yeah.
so that's over a few glasses of this later on when the pod's off. Okay,
No, man, I definitely would have
would have laid down
potentially murdered somebody.
laid down the law.
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's nothing that screams sexual innuendo towards someone's wife,
Yeah.
like touching them in an intimate way.
Yeah, it's just like, and no, like Vince said,
I have
It's
no
a foot
problem
massage.
with it at all.
you have no problem with.
No problem with the murder of that.
Okay, so you're saying okay,
I'm on his side on that.
you're on his side.
I would blame
Especially
my
the-
wife.
Yeah,
You would
I'll
blame
get
your wife.
more mad at my wife.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's like,
Because she's
Yeah,
the
but-
one
are you
like,
okay with
But
this?
you got to think
okay
about the
with
type
it.
of man we're talking about, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This guy can't be stepped on.
yeah,
Like
that's true.
this guy is.
That's also what Vince says. He's like, but he should have known. Like, he's messing with Marcellus Wallace's wife.
Exactly.
And so that's where
that
he-
is the number one person you ain't touching.
And then Jules like, but killing a man over it. Nah, you know, he didn't need to do that.
Jules said that?
Yeah, Jules said that. Which I don't know about killing a guy over like doing that. If it was like way
If it
more,
was
I would
your
feel
wife,
like-
if it was your wife,
I wouldn't have busted caps.
you wouldn't have killed the guy.
but I would have split some wigs.
But you don't have that
I
reputation.
have a question. Do you guys think that actually happened?
Oh, did that actually happen in the movie?
Yeah.
Mia
Mia
says
denied
no.
it. But
Mia
never know.
says no, but
she's kind
do I
of
trust her?
promiscuous.
Yeah.
She's kind of for the streets.
Dude, dog. Look,
Gone for the streets.
speaking of just things that just hurt my head, what's in the briefcase, dog?
That's one of the questions I
One
have
of
for unanswerable questions.
The code is 666.
The devil.
So,
Yeah.
So you think
I did
you
see
think Marcellus Wallace sold his soul? Is that
So
what you're
that's
saying?
actually what one of the big things is.
Yeah,
Is that
that's-
it's
that's-
his soul. Or it's his spirit.
But why is it glowing?
Ooh, because
I think it's nuclear waste.
it could be.
It's like a reactor or something going on in there.
You just never know. I always thought it was just
Probably
gold.
a Fortnite gift card.
Yeah, 1994 Fortnite. That's
Fortnite
it.
gift card, yeah. Back in the day when Fortnite was a thought. You know, that's
So
all
I
it
actually
was.
looked it up. It's called a MacGuffin.
Yeah, MacGuffin.
Yeah.
So you
I
want to
have
give
the
us
definition if you want
I think I've explained MacGuffin on this show, but like I want to hear your take on you explain MacGuffin.
I mean, I have a definition. Would you like my take
yes.
personally or
On-
the definition first?
Hybrid. Blend the two. On the spot right now.
on the spot right now.
On the spot right now.
So it's a object that is placed in the movie that you find is very important to the characters, but it's not at all relevant to the storyline.
It's an inanimate object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my blend.
That's it.
I got you, bro.
Good job. That was perfect. A+ on Jade. Did that make you feel awkward and like a little kid again?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Sweet.
I take them as I need them.
Okay.
And A+, I didn't get those as a kid, so I mean, hey, A+,
true.
I'll take them now.
I'm in the same boat.
Same. Yeah.
My teachers always said he never
same.
applies himself.
I love it. Do you feel like they still make movies that are or feel original like this?
No.
No.
Well, honestly, I feel like the last year, we've gotten better. Like there's
We
some
have.
bangers that have been
I'm telling you, man,
released.
the Nice Guys,
Yeah, I did.
bro.
that one was
I loved that movie.
The Nice Guys.
Thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
I just thought it was well written. The character, the cast was fantastic.
The cast was
storyline in it was, dude. The soundtrack to it, everything about
the
that
soundtrack
movie.
was good.
For some reason, I don't know. I feel like it was just not as popular as it should have been.
No, I do agree. It was a good movie. It wasn't as popular as it should have been, but did you feel like it was original? Do you feel like they were trying to be like, it was trying to be Boogie Nights? That's how I felt. And that was like what we were talking about.
It does seem like Boogie Nights. I heard that they had like a kind of like a competition.
You
Really?
think so?
Yeah.
Between the two, huh?
Because that's what we talked
released
about in our
Reservoir
last
Dogs
episode.
and then Boogie Nights.
Oh, yeah, because Boogie Nights came much later from these. But Boogie Nights was one that is kind of like this, had just a very original take on something that really doesn't seem like it had been done before. Goodfellas kind of had like an original take. I mean, these are all like pinnacles we're talking about.
Right.
Whereas this one, like, can you name another movie like within like the grand like mass of films that have been out that really was like, here, we're gonna follow two gangsters and a mob boss and his wife and
some down bad off his luck boxer who
just so many storylines.
I mean, like, it's like, have we seen that before? I don't really feel like
before that. Probably not.
Yeah.
After that, I feel like people have often tried to duplicate
this movie, which is what I'm asking. Have we seen another movie that did exactly
up to the standard? No.
Yeah,
and not at all to the level that you see it in this movie.
No, it's I just don't think. I'm trying to think of like others that kind of did that, but like we just really haven't had any movies. I mean,
on the spot, I can't think of anything, but I have a feeling that there is.
Yeah,
other than TV shows.
True, TV shows.
There's a lot of plots and.
Yeah, I mean, but TV shows, they have so much time. Yeah. You know, they have so much time to like develop characters on this one episode.
It's hard to make it so fluid in such a short amount of time, which this movie did perfectly.
Which it seems like a lot of TV shows now have. It's kind of taken over what movies used to be back then. Now TV shows are like the common commodity. You know, we just don't have. We're not making movies the same as we were back, 1994. Just like TV shows are being made now.
They weren't making. This changed movies, man.
Yeah, it easily.
There's just a level of just disgust. There's a level of violence. There's a level of vulgarity.
Yeah,
everything about this movie, and the comedic aspect that rounded it all in.
Yeah,
you don't see anything like that, man.
It showed that directors can be raw, And like I'm gonna say this for like, the cultural impact, but in the film industry, like this is where they really started focusing on more indie films too. Because like I said, this was an $8.5 million budget, which is pretty small. He said, in fact, he goes on to quote, saying,
what did it end up grossing overall? Like even today,
yeah, $213 million. $213 million, which. Shoot, that's
insane.
I just feel like this really changed the tone for how we see movies too. It's changed for how we make them and how we see them.
At the time, was this considered like a B movie? Like,
I don't think.
Did it even go to theaters?
Yes, it did. It did go to theaters. Yeah, okay. It originally opened in Los Angeles.
What about Reservoir Dogs?
I think Reservoir Dogs was more smaller. It was a lot smaller. Had a smaller release.
My biggest problem with Reservoir Dogs is the lighting.
Yeah,
It's
true.
just so crude.
The
I mean, I
lighting.
feel like even in Pulp Fiction, some of the lighting was kind of bad.
It seems like some of the lighting wasn't like their strong suits, but Reservoir Dogs also had like some of the cinematography was a little off, but I mean they had such a small budget too to do.
I hate you for this.
Still iconic though. That's how I light my Zippos because of Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. We have to do that soon.
Dang, Royale with cheese.
A Royale with cheese.
Is this your favorite Tarantino movie?
Yes.
Ooh. My favorite
Yes.
Tarantino movie. I think I'm gonna say that it is.
Really?
I don't know.
That's mine. It doesn't
It's
have
yours?
to be yours. I'm just saying this one for me. If you asked me 2 years ago who is Tarantino, I would have said Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Instantly, that would have been the first thing I thought of.
So that you said you would have said that 2 years ago. What do you say now?
Now I know a little bit more of his films because basically
Yeah.
I've just kind of looked into him.
Gotcha.
Just I don't know, just curiosity.
There you go.
But for me, it's just something that was the first one that I can remember that I really enjoyed, and for me, that's just what when you
Gotcha.
say his name, I instantly think
Yeah.
of
You-
Pulp Fiction.
In the
Gotcha.
same boat. It's definitely like the Discovery movie.
Yeah.
Tarantino, but I would say Django is my favorite.
Django.
Ooh,
I was gonna.
Absolutely love that movie.
I think that's probably my second favorite,
Yeah, seeing Leo as the bad guy was
Yeah.
just
which is
crazy,
something we just. I
And
don't
all the hot takes, man. All
Yeah.
the background stuff, like him bleeding on set, and
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah, with the
just-
yeah.
the glass.
everything.
Yeah. When he
glass.
smashed it.
It made me respect him as an actor.
Same.
And then Jamie Foxx. Oh my
Killed
gosh,
it.
dude!
Jamie
I
Foxx-
could never say enough about Jamie Foxx. He's
Yeah.
probably the most talented man in show business.
He is really talented. I need to go back and watch Ray, which is one that
He's phenomenal.
I need to watch
bro.
Ray.
He plays so much of those takes on piano.
Really?
He sings, bro. I love that
I
man.
respect
I
him.
really do. I wish I could meet him.
I know a lot of people that worked on The Hateful Eight.
Really?
Yeah, they're like Tarantino's the coolest, one of the coolest directors. He's very genuine and down to earth for like the status
Dog,
of how
have
he
you
is.
heard the interview of Jamie Foxx talking about Tarantino?
Yeah.
Dude,
I haven't heard it.
the way he
You're
talks.
not supposed to be cool.
Yeah,
you're
you're-
a fucking slave. You're in here with your Range Rover and your Louis Vuitton bag.
Forget all that crap. It's time to shoot.
Really?
Oh, dude, it was awesome.
That's
And Jamie has so much respect for him too.
Yeah.
Just because he's just a phenomenal director.
actually pretty cool. I didn't know about.
Dude,
I need to go back and
telling
watch
you,
that.
man. There's stuff like that I watched that I'm like, man, dude, Jamie Foxx.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
just-
and the
he's
fact
so
that he
humble.
doesn't get mad.
Yeah,
too.
he just loves that guy. You know, he knows it's for the best. He knows it's for the good of the movie.
Right. It's for the craft.
Right.
I like that. And
It's
then,
not about me. It's about what we're doing. You know.
which is another thing to say to bring it back to Pulp Fiction is it's kind of odd, especially when he's this young as a director. He knows how to like. That's what I was gonna say. He has like I said earlier, this film that seems to take place in an alternative reality, where he has all these characters that can bring you in, kind of suck you in, because you can kind of relate to them.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, how he obviously Tarantino is very different, you know. He knows how to relate with the world, which is pretty crazy to do as a director. And that's what I just really appreciated in this is that he knows how to get to people and relate to the whole the whole world.
I mean, just I don't know. It makes me think of like just the whole point of Pulp Fiction of having like, you know, you're basically hanging out with these guys that
Yeah.
you would never see the personal side of a hitman. You would never see the personal
Yeah.
side, or let me rephrase that. You would more or less every movie you saw about a boxer
Yeah.
was the whole movie. It was like, yeah, there's 1,000 of those movies.
Yeah.
About this low boxer who he's supposed to throw a fight. Oh, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Pride gets in the way. The whole thing. You see that a million times,
Yeah.
right? But he's just a pawn in this movie. He's just another role.
Yeah.
Like he's there. And then there's just 3 different main specific roles to this whole movie.
Yeah.
And like you never see that intimate side of the mafia guys. You never see the intimate side of the hitmen.
Yeah.
Right?
saw
But there's
that.
a million hitmen movies.
Yeah. It really is.
But you never get to see that side of them, and then it all comes together.
Yeah.
You know, and to me that I don't know. I'll talk about this movie forever, but
Yeah, I mean,
it's just one of those
I would be doing the same.
one of those films that just to me that's why you have such an influence.
Yeah.
Is that it just wasn't another generic boxing movie. It wasn't
Right.
another generic mafia movie. It wasn't some crazy what's their names in the movie?
The wallet, not the Wallaces, or Pumpkin and
Pumpkin
and Honey Bunny.
Honey Bunny. Yeah. You see those people in
Yeah.
in 1,000 movies, you know, that rob the place or they go crazy, and it's like an intro almost to 1,000 films. But
Yeah.
for some reason, this one's different.
It definitely is. Caedmon?
Like you were saying, how you can kind of relate to the character. I saw that a lot in like the beginning scene when they were talking about like the Grand Royale, just having like random conversation.
Yeah.
And like right before they walked in, he was like, "All right, let me get in character." And then
Oh,
it was
yeah.
kind of like a movie, like these are
Yeah.
characters. He's just playing this role
Of being
a
the badass.
bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
I hate you for this.
My bad. You're almost done. Good job.
I know.
I'm probably not good. I'm
I
gonna
really had to power through this cold.
I already killed mine.
I'm about to. I still
Quarter
have
pounder.
half of mine. I've been getting better about eating.
If you don't eat all that, I'm gonna be upset.
I'll if you need to, I'll give it. I'll slide it over to you.
No, I'm gonna shove it in your face.
Okay. As I'm doing a podcast,
Yes.
which I didn't think this through. But no, I agree. Like I like how, because that's one of my favorite quotes. Is like they're like, is it time yet? No, because they're very conscious about time. They're so professional too, which is real funny.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's our job.
yeah, to just wipe people out, whack them. But like, I like how they're so conscious about like, 2 minutes, 2 minutes too early. So they just walk around the corner, just keep talking about, like trying to get you more with like to relate with them about like a foot massage, because like
They're doing their job though.
Yeah.
You relate to them because it's every day for them.
yeah,
It's just another day in the office, and this is what they're going to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
This is their office, is
Yeah.
to just walk into people's
Heck
apartments and kill them, which by the way is like one of the great parts of this film. Just like what an iconic part where like they walk in, like, morning boys, eating breakfast. Like, yeah, he's like, what you having? Like, big Kahuna burger, hamburgers, the cornerstone to any nutritious breakfast. Just like he starts. Samuel L. Jackson, I will say this is my favorite role that he does.
Really?
My favorite
all
role.
time.
That jump started his career too.
It really
Really?
is. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, he is obviously has done a lot before this, like, oh man, I need to go back and look at his filmography, but this is what really made him a movie star,
Yeah.
And this is, kind of on the tail end, this is what revamped John Travolta
Yeah.
as a movie
And
star.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, it did that with Bruce Willis.
No,
That's
I mean,
right.
no, it rescued John Travolta's career.
Yeah.
And people see that it did the same thing for Bruce Willis.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he came up,
He
everyone
was in
knew
the
him.
height. He was in the height of his.
This was a few
career.
years after.
Really?
This was after Die Hard. This was after he had done everything. He did Sixth Sense, and everything was. Oh, I want to say Sixth Sense was quite. Yeah, this was like, oh man, I need to stop. That might have been early '90s. I can't remember if it was later or earlier, but I know that was much later. That was after this. Anyway, Bruce Willis. This seemed to have saved his career as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this came after all of Bruce Willis's action films, like Die Hard, of course. And so they just seemed
Christmas
like,
classic.
yeah, Christmas classic.
Yeah.
We might do that next Christmas. So I'll try to have you back. But we will. So it just seems like people think that it saved Bruce Willis's as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd never heard that, but I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, if
I read
he's
online, it saved them too, and then it kind of launched Uma Thurman's career too.
yeah. Because she had been in a few things, obviously.
But
I wanna say
honestly, I
Gattaca.
don't really know anything other than Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. She was in Gattaca. She was she did a lot with Ethan Hawke, who she went later on to marry. And what was funny?
I just there's 1,000 memes of Nathan Hawke and
And Uma Thurman.
Just Ethan Hawke.
Just being Ethan Hawke. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
I can't name one, but
Yeah.
there's one where he's just a hawk, and it's Ethan, and then he's a hawk. It's just
That was pretty.
the internet is brutal.
I just want to check it out. I'll have to check that one out. I love Ethan Hawke, but no,
Training Day.
I need to go back and watch that.
To me, that's his greatest film.
Okay, so
That's a good
we'll have to watch that one. But no, I mean, this one started a lot of careers and really solidified them as movie stars.
Mhm.
And I don't know, like it revamped others as we've been talking about.
John Travolta was dead.
Yeah,
Dead in the water.
he was. I mean, Grease. Everyone knew him for Grease. What were the others? Like
Boogie
Saturday
Nights?
Night Fever.
Saturday Night, sorry.
Full
Not
House.
Boogie Nights.
Yeah, Full House.
He was in Full House?
Yeah.
What?
That's right, he was, and he was like more of like a child actor because he did a bunch of stuff like for TV, made for TV. Careful with your
Here
shirt.
we go. Look at this.
Samuel Jackson just terrorizing. He does a really good job as Jules, just terrorizing these poor guys who are just chilling. And you know, he's like, I'm gonna take a wild guess here.
Why do you think they
Your
were
name's
there?
Brett. They were hiding. I think they were hiding. They knew, you know, because that seemed like they're all laid up, you know, like
One's in the bathroom with a gun.
yeah, they were just all laid up.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, that did look like Jerry Seinfeld. It really did. He's like,
You know he's trans. No,
oh,
the
that.
guy who's in the bathroom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Huh. You it sounds
Still
like
doesn't know who he
You
is.
did a lot more research than I did. I didn't even know.
I,
who that guy
I
was.
watched the movie yesterday with my friend who's like a film buff, kind of like you, but he like knew everything about this movie.
Really?
Just giving me facts. I was like, all right.
I was
You
like,
should've took all the notes, man.
yeah, I like watched it, but like, and then went back and did it, but not that in depth, you know. Huh? I need to meet this friend.
He might be interested in coming on here.
Okay, I'll have to get his number. But anyway, I just feel like Samuel Jackson did a good job with like interrogating.
Do you think the guy on the couch deserved it?
No, I don't think he
I
deserved
feel
it.
like he didn't get a fair shake, dog.
No, but then again, none of them did.
The guy behind the door got mercy.
He did. Yeah, he got out and started shooting at him. They acted in self-defense, basically. You know, they kind of stared at him and just like shot at him.
Yeah.
You know, he got a little bit.
I think we need the movie playing so we can like
Yeah,
watch parts of it.
that would be helpful.
I feel bad for the black guy, dude.
Oh yeah, Marvin. Marvin.
I'm telling you, he made it all the way.
Yeah, he made it out, but that was their mole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was their mole.
Right. But I'm saying
He made it out.
well,
because
you know,
they
his
knew he
thoughts
was up
ended up
there.
in the car anyway, you know.
Yeah, he definitely
All
like,
his thoughts and ambitions just spread across the car.
and all over Jules and Vince had to be hosed off with it.
Yep.
What do y'all think about that opening scene in the apartment where they just blast everyone away? Like, I love the.
It's just, dude, it's part of their job, man.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. That's what they were there for. They were just making it fun.
I think it sets up the violent tone of the movie too. You're like, all right, you're strapped in. These guys they mean business. You know.
You don't think Butch set the tone for the movie?
Butch came later, a little later.
He wasn't in the intro?
No, he came a little later. It starts off with Christopher Walken.
Okay.
He's like, this watch.
Yes.
This was a great grandfather.
Okay, yeah.
Bought
yeah.
it, you know,
Which
from little-
is, you know, man, it shows an amount of respect for
yeah,
the, you know,
For-
elders and
yeah,
family and
With the watch.
yeah. The family
Dude, that
heirlooms.
was- I
Respect
didn't realize
earned.
that he hid it in his ass for like 7 years.
heck yeah, man.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's what he says in the movie.
Oh, I thought you meant you
His
missed
prison
that
wallet.
watching it. Yeah,
Prison wallet, dog.
yeah. That's it. The prison wallet.
Yeah.
But wasn't it like Christopher Walken himself hid it up his ass for like 8 years, right? I think it was like 8 years as a POW or 4.
He said it was like 5, and then his friend hid it for like 2 years in his ass. He was like, no, cheers.
Yeah, but apparently his dad's like Butch's dad was like Christopher Walken. I think he was like he hid up his ass for 10 years. Then he got jaundice or something. He's like, now it goes to you. He's like, no, he was like,
Emphysema or something.
yeah.
Jeez.
He was like,
Here we go.
he's like, it was up your dad's ass, it was up my ass, and now it goes to you. and hands it to him, and you just see the hand snatch it out. Which, great monologue by Christopher Walken. Just nailed that monologue. I mean, it was perfect.
You all know how much of this film was just like off the cuff?
A good bit of it, I want to say.
Unscripted type?
Yeah, I want to say a lot of it was kind of unscripted. Shoot, I should have that, but like, I want to say they kind of worked together. Like, Tarantino worked a lot with the actors. Like, hey, what do you think? You know, but I know Tarantino likes having his script kind of read as is. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Tarantino worked with them.
I don't know, man. I feel like he runs a tight ship.
He does run a tight ship, is what I'm also saying. So I don't know. But I didn't see anything where it was like he did like let them have some of the creative liberty. So I don't know. Okay, what do you think? Do you feel like he let them kind of do what they wanted to do?
I mean, I couldn't even tell you that. I mean,
Yeah. Tarantino, I know, is just very strict with his own scripts, especially.
I just think of that.
that's probably why he's in
Django.
his own movies all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
A lot of control.
Yeah. Control freak in a good way. We like the art that we receive.
Let's talk about every time something bad goes down, Vincent's on the pot.
Ah, yeah. That's true. Including his own death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime anything bad's going down, he's taking a dump.
Yeah. Like what? Like, I don't know what
Opening
that's about.
scene.
Yeah,
Opening
opening scene.
scene.
Yeah, that's true.
They start robbing the place, and he's
In the bathroom.
he's in the bathroom.
Yeah. And the other guy, yeah, in fact, I think he even mentions, yeah, he keeps telling
He's in the
Mia-
bathroom whenever old girl overdoses,
Yep.
Maybe just I don't
talking
know.
to himself in
Maybe
the
just
mirror.
show ignorance in a way.
Ah.
Because remember whenever Jules was saying it was a miracle, divine intervention,
Yeah.
and he was just kind of like, oh, stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
And then it
Well, I
kinda
mean, you talk about the
shows-
divine intervention, and then you talk about old boy selling his soul,
Mhm.
and it just ties it all in, man.
Ooh.
Mm.
See, there you go. Divine intervention with Marcellus,
Wallace.
Marcellus Wallace.
And his Band-Aid, the
Orbeez.
Band-Aid on the back of
Yep. And that's kind of tied with the idea that maybe his soul was just extracted through his head.
Jeez.
So I think that's part of the
I literally
theory.
have in my notes, every time something bad happens, Vincent's taking a dump.
I like it. That's pretty funny. I like how that's when your
And
mind
it's
went
boxed.
too.
And it's boxed.
Box. He's taking a dump. Strictly, because no, like now that you say that, like I didn't realize that before, but like that actually is like a legitimate like take. Like, why is he in the rest? Like, why is he on the toilet? You know?
Because I guess they're strong as a unit.
Yeah.
And then when you take one out of the mix, and it always has to be Vincent.
Yeah.
And
He's the one-
Jules has to handle
He's
everything.
he's the one with IBS. You know.
Indigestion because of this quarter pounder. That's where I'm at.
You're in indigestion. 'cause
Royale
the
with
Royale
cheese.
with cheese.
Killing me.
I love it. But no, what about like whenever they go back, because that's where you meet Butch, is when it's that cool shot. I really like that frame of him where he's like in Marcellus Wallace's like strip club, it looks like. And it's like the red frame, it's the frame, and he has all the red lights behind him. And then Marcellus is talking to him, he's like telling the whole story of like how the fight's gonna go down. You know, like whenever, you know, they're
Giving
fighting
him the play-by-play. and
yeah, he's
what
like
he needs to
you're
do.
gonna last, you know, I forget exactly, but all I know is that he's like you're gonna lose the final, like the main fight. You're gonna lose overall. And so as we know, you can kind of see it, you know, he's like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. He kind of like destroyed his confidence in the beginning too. Like,
Yeah.
if you would have made it, if you're going to make it, you would have made it already. Your time is over.
Yeah. So then he winds up killing the dude, you
Yeah.
know, which was pretty insane. Because so out of all three, or pretty much all three, I guess, I don't even know how many storylines we follow. It's like three
Three
or
main-
four.
three main
Three
storylines.
main. So the three
Yeah.
main, so you have Jules and Vince as hitmen, and then basically Vince with Mia, and then Butch.
No. You've got the robbery couple.
Robbery, but I don't see them as like a main.
Dude, that's a main story. Like
Okay.
you open the movie
They were
and you
the
You
opening.
close the
open and you
movie.
close the movie. That is the closing. Okay. I
And
see
then you
what you're
have
saying.
Butch. He's in a whole nother genre because you have Marcellus Wallace and Butch. That's a whole
Yeah.
different story because they're tracking each other down, and then obviously the pawn shop scene that no one can ever get out of their mind.
Nope.
And then you have Jules and Vincent.
Hmm.
To me, that's the three main
Yeah, that is okay. I see.
that you follow throughout the whole movie.
Okay, I like it. I just saw like the Mia Wallace.
I think maybe there's 4.
I feel like there's 4. So you feel like
Mia,
there's 3?
Mia Wallace might be a whole nother.
I feel like that's a whole other segment.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
I still feel like it's part of the Vincent Jules
Right.
connection.
But it's more.
But it's so
Vincent.
awkward, the dance scene, bro. Golly.
The dance scene. So why don't we talk about that? Well, why don't we talk
I
about?
don't want to jump too far.
I mean, we have, but like, where else do we want to talk about?
I mean, we're same movie.
Same movie. I mean, Caedmon, like, how many storylines do you think this movie follows?
I'd say 4.
Say 4.
Yeah.
I feel like 4. I feel like 4.
I feel like 3.
3.
Three main lines, man.
So
Bunny, Butch, Jules, and Vincent.
Okay, Bunny, Butch,
And
Bunny,
it's their
Butch,
lives
Butch and Jules,
and just the
Butch
connecting
and Jules and
pieces. I feel like Maya Wallace is part of a connection between Butch and the Vincent and Jules story.
I could see that, too.
They connect,
Gotcha.
and that's like the connecting piece of theirs
Hmm.
because Marcellus Wallace is part of that.
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
and then Bunny
so-
and what's his name? I keep forgetting.
Pumpkin
Pumpkin
and Honey Bunny.
and Honey Bunny.
Yeah.
They are just a totally obscure storyline,
Yeah.
off the wall storyline that just almost is irrelevant,
Yeah.
but it ties everything in perfectly.
Yeah. It kind of finishes Jules' character off with like, he's like, that's like Jules' character's like whole story.
Yeah, because he's
As a
he's
cherry
quitting.
on top,
Yeah,
he's
'cause
quitting
he's
the
quitting.
life,
Yeah,
and that's kind of like, okay, cool. Maybe I should think a little bit more like. I should think a little bit more like Jules. He's more like a wise. He kind of has like a wise feel to him.
Mm-hmm.
Especially maybe we should be cool with our wives getting a foot rub by another man.
Nah.
It's still not happening, but it's like, okay, maybe this guy has some stuff to say.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I did want to get, Mia Wallace is literally the character on the poster that you see.
She's the poster girl.
She is the poster girl. I mean, if you think of Pulp Fiction, you're going to think of her on the bed or floor, whatever it is.
The bed, yeah.
With the gun and the cigarette and too much lipstick. But, like, she's almost like a minimal character in this, which we'll get back into when we get to
But also a
recasting.
main character.
Yeah, she is a main character. But she's like a main character, but like a minimally seen. She has like a lot of like.
But she's talked about a lot too.
She's talked about a lot, and she's kind of even
So
got sprinkled in.
huge impact, minimal
Screen
story.
presence.
Yeah.
I guess is what I was trying to say. Put it into fewer words, but also like just she, like you said, such an impact. So you have the whole time it's like, oh, you're taking like Marcellus's wife out. Also like. Kind of it's almost like Scarface, like why is this big mob guy who's almost like 50 or 60 with like a 20, 30-year-old white pinup girl wife, it's kind of funny. Like, I think that's a funny like movie trope. I feel like Tarantino just wanted to like kind of use. So there's also another side character who's introduced, Lance. That's, I mean...
The dealer?
Yeah, the dealer. The heroin dealer. Which is
The
important.
stuff's clean, man.
Yeah. He's like, if I know, trust me, this stuff is real good. It's real good. I actually like Lance's character. He just... It's like
I like whenever Vincent is laying on the ground and Mia's unconscious and he's hollering at Lance and they're hollering back and forth and he's like, well, if you would stop talking, I'm going to get the stuff.
Yeah.
But you keep interrupting me.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going, but you keep interrupting. I love that. I actually really like Lance. You just don't see him being like a drug dealer, really.
Nah,
I don't know what drug dealers.
Man, he's chill.
It's like you would want to go chill with Lance.
Yeah.
I'm personally not into heroin,
No.
but I would still want to chill with
Yeah.
Lance.
I will say I would never want to do heroin, but the way they like portrayed it in this movie, I was like, I want to do heroin.
Jeez.
Wait, so that's how you felt?
Yeah.
I felt the opposite. I was like, I don't want to be around heroin. Like, what if like something gets in my nose?
Yeah.
It's like
Definitely don't snort heroin.
It's like I just like for some people it kind of romanticized heroin use.
I was watching with like 8 people and they were all like, "Kind of want to do heroin now."
I, on the other hand, was like, this is making me more scared of heroin. You know, like first I was like, all right, I'm not gonna be doing heroin. Now I'm like, I'm definitely not gonna be doing heroin. I'm not getting anywhere near that stuff. But like that's how I felt about it. But it's kind of what I was gonna say is like it's kind of interesting how it's kind of like the same thing as like with who do you relate with? You know, it's like, or how did this scene affect you? Like, does it make you more scared of heroin, or does it make you like pique that interest? I don't know. That's just how another thing I saw from it. But you're introduced to Lance, and Vince's. Oh, well, I was getting those confused. But you have Vince, who is buying the heroin, and then after that, you see him driving to Mia Wallace's and Marcellus Wallace's house because it's like
in silence.
Yeah, just in silence. He's just kind of like sitting there dancing. Which, tidbit note, one of Tarantino's friends who was recovering from like heroin addiction had to like tell him like this is what it feels like to be under the influence of heroin, because John Travolta had never done heroin, and so he's like, I don't know how they act or how they feel, and so this addict was like, just picture you're drunk on tequila, and you're sitting in a hot tub, and you're just sitting there. Or almost like you're floating in it. He's like, okay. And so that's what he did. He went and got plastered on tequila and then floated around in a hot pool with his wife. And like he was like, that's just how I felt. He was like doing that stuff, which I don't know. That's fun. That was a funny production.
Should have committed all the way.
Yeah, just done it. They're like, we need Mr. Travolta shot up, please. They just shoot him up on set. Like,
Gets him addicted to heroin.
Yeah, gets like. Yeah, we still wouldn't have him today because he got addicted to heroin after Pulp Fiction. but no. So then he goes. Do you see where Mia Wallace is watching him on the cameras, and he's like walking in? That's where we get the meme you were talking about, where he's like walking around, and she's like, "Go make yourself a drink," and you're already kind of like, "All right, she's being really flirty with this." And it's like, what's the deal? Because they already established the whole thing where
I'm gonna have one drink. You're gonna drink your drink.
You could drink.
You're gonna relax. You're gonna have a good time, and then you're gonna leave.
It's like we've all been there.
And he walks out, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, he's like, hey Mia, look, I gotta. Oh shit, you know. I love that scene, but that's after Jackrabbit Slims, which is a really cool place. Yeah. I don't know about y'all. I want to go to Jackrabbit Slims.
Yeah, me too.
Get a $5 milkshake.
$5 milkshake.
You want a $5 milkshake?
It's nowadays just milk and ice cream.
Like $15.
Wait, what?
So nowadays it would probably be like $15.
Especially in LA. Yeah.
LA especially, yeah. That was actually pretty expensive for a milkshake. Sometimes I don't think about it. Especially back then, $5 is a lot for a milkshake. I mean, would you buy a $5 milkshake?
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't risk it.
You would risk it?
I wouldn't.
Oh, you
$5 today? I mean,
yeah, $5 today, yeah. But like back then, you wouldn't.
No, I don't. Yeah, no.
More of a that would be like you said, it would be like a $10,
if I was
$15
on a real
milkshake today.
If I was on a real date,
yeah, probably so.
Interested, sure. Two straws,
if it has,
one shake.
If it has like bourbon in it, definitely.
Nah,
like
just two straws, one shake. Let's be cute about it.
True, I like it. But he did. By his reaction, it was a good milkshake. But I do like how they had like. It also shows more of just like how he's dealing with her, how he deals with women too, just the way he talks to them, and also you could really see like he's freaking out. Like, okay, this is a guy who would kill me his wife, and I like how like you can tell the question is coming later on where he's gonna be like, hey, so is it true I heard, about what they say? She's like, what's that? And so he actually does ask, and that's where we get her side of the story, where apparently Marcellus did not kill the guy who developed a speech impediment, and so apparently so. But like Caedmon's question earlier, do you believe her? So I mean, we answered that earlier.
She doesn't seem to be very trustworthy.
Yeah, especially when she's like flirting and stuff with. Do you feel like she was flirting or just being like
Yes,
naturally like?
I think she was.
I think she,
Especially at the end when there was like he was like, "Is this what you call an uncomfortable silence?" And she was like, "I don't know what this is."
yeah, and yeah. So you feel like she wanted Vince?
Yeah,
What do you think, Jade? You think she wanted Vince?
I think she just needed attention.
Yeah, true.
She was craving it from anybody at that point,
Yeah, especially from Marcellus.
especially from
Constantly had like a
a
strip
man
club.
like Vincent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Vincent is a John
What a
Travolta.
stud, bro.
He is, especially with that ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
That little ponytail was
Yeah.
working wonders. Yeah, I think on all the guys.
Oh man,
But
he'd go back to it. I tell you what, he's bald now. So
that's true. He doesn't look bad bald.
no,
I don't think he looks bad bald.
he's got a big head.
He does have a big head. Yeah, I think it suits him.
Did you see him? He was on some talk show doing the dance from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, really? He was doing the dance.
James
James
Corden?
Corden. Yeah,
Yeah.
James Corden. Huh.
I hate
I'm-
James Corden.
I mean, he's fun.
He's a prick.
I'm in. Let's talk bad about anybody. What's up?
All right, sounds good. Putting it out there. But no, I do like that scene. I do want to go find a place like Jackrabbit Slim's personally. But no, like the way she references Kill Bill, like that's what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like
Well, that's where he got the idea for the movie.
yeah, where
Because
he got an idea from his own idea.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
it's like to be like that. That's
I always
pretty
thought it
insane.
was kind of like a conspiracy, like he wrote the line, but she also was maybe ad-libbing at the time.
Huh. That would be pretty interesting. Huh. And like
I think it was confirmed that he put it in the.
Oh yeah, on
then-
purpose.
like he had been like
Then he just
planning.
thought about it, and then
Yeah.
this would be a good movie.
Well, I mean, it's like any writer. You have about 1,000 ideas in your head at once.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
like
for something to come out and to be like that, and plus it was like 10 years later when the movie.
yeah, it was literally 10 years after this
Yeah.
was released that he released Kill Bill Volume 2.
Yep.
Volume 1. Sorry. I don't know why I said 2. Anyway, so but no, like I feel like he had an idea because also all of his movies are kind of connected too.
Yeah,
Because
there's a theory about that.
Vince is supposed to be brothers of Vic from Mr. Pink from Reservoir Dogs. Like they're supposed to be brothers. Did you know that, Jade?
No.
Based off of the way you're nodding, and I feel like you knew. Did you know that like Vince and Vic are like brothers?
I didn't know that, but I did know like it's all intertwined.
Yeah,
In the same universe.
it's apparently like a little conspiracy that they're all
Great. Now I gotta go watch another movie.
somehow like
Here we go.
Hateful Eight and Django are in there. I don't know. And
I think Samuel L. Jackson might be a time traveler in the universe too.
Ooh.
is that an actual? Is
I
that
mean, he's in most Tarantino movies.
Dude,
so
yeah,
I mean,
true.
You could assume.
yeah? He's like they're all relatives.
Yeah.
Can't wait till we talk about recasting.
Recasting, we could get in there.
Because that just gets silly.
Yeah, it does. It does get silly, but there's gonna be a lot of time for that. When Butch saves Marcellus, so jumping way ahead there.
Jeez.
I know jumping, but it actually happens quicker. I didn't realize how early on that happened. That
Yeah,
was
it's
almost
like the halfway point. of the
halfway
film.
point. I
Yeah.
always thought it was like later on, where his girlfriend Fabian, who was a very interesting character, like French. Yeah, she was like French, saying she wanted a pot belly. There's like a big thing where they're pretty sure she's pregnant, and she knows, but she's about to tell Butch because she's like, Butch, hey. She goes in to tell him something, and he's asleep. She's like, never mind.
Yeah.
It seemed like something big that she was about to tell him, and she's like constantly saying like, would you like me if I had a pot belly? I think it would look sexy and stuff like that. And then she's like constantly saying these things, and she's more scared and wants to be with him.
Yeah.
There's a lot to say that she's pregnant, but I liked her character was pretty different. She was
I feel like they exchanged so little between those two.
yeah.
Like there was very little dialogue between those two. Like the character, the relationship didn't develop on camera.
No, it didn't.
There's a lot of hidden stuff that you're like, okay, well, that was established at another point.
Which was nice, like you kind of get tired of watching like, hey, we're gonna watch these two characters fall in love, but this is already established, but it's in like a different way. You're like,
I find you can't really tell if they're like stable. Or
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
having a good relationship.
Right. It's like you don't know if it's a one night stand or if they've been together for 3 years.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. So how long do you think they've been together?
Do you think?
A
couple months maybe.
Couple months.
Enough for her to think she's pregnant. So
Yeah, true. But like, I don't know. I feel like she's definitely they've been maybe pushing a year at least. But what did y'all think of her character?
I always thought she was hot.
You always thought she was she was hot?
Yeah.
I don't know about hot, but like, I definitely saw her relatable as like a girlfriend. You know, I was like, we all know.
I don't
like,
know, man.
A girl like this.
She's just clueless. I feel like doesn't know what's going on at all.
Yeah, she didn't know anything about his watch.
No,
I don't know why he hadn't told her this. And that is another question. Why didn't she know all that about the watch? And because he was like, I'm not gonna get into this. I never told you. You didn't know. I guess it's internalized how important he doesn't.
He doesn't seem like a person to like
open
be
up.
sentimental and
but like secretly deep down,
but you also don't get to really know him.
Yeah,
at
that's
all.
true.
And he's a main character, so that's bizarre.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You really only get personal with Vincent and Jules.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole film.
You almost get more personal with Mia.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
she becomes more
Butch.
of a main character than Butch.
Yeah. In fact, sometimes even more of Mr. Wolf.
Yeah.
You just get the backstory of the watch. You get the fact that he's gonna the interaction, because also Bruce Willis always plays like a closed off character.
Yeah.
You know, he's just like you're just kind of sitting there smoldering, but at the same time, like he's like you said, he's a closed off character. That's just I think where we can leave it resting.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Do you remember in the scene where Jules and Vincent were coming back with the case, and then Butch had just talked to Marcellus?
Yeah, that's right.
How come they were like having a stare off, like a stare down? Didn't really like each other, Vincent and Butch.
I have
I'm not your friend.
One thought that I have is they were both kind of like similar characters, and like
Paid by the same guy.
yeah, being paid by the same. They're both in the business, and they both know they can't be like friends, kind of thing. But at the same time, I feel like they're kind of similar characters, kind of closed off, almost macho men. Because like a lot of times when you're like, you find someone that's too relatable, you almost don't like them because you just want to like push them off.
So
I feel like
they were a lot alike.
Yeah, I feel like they were kind of similar. Because Vince is kind of like closed off. He's like, look, I just want to be in my business, no one else's. It's kind of different the way he handles things, but like he's also a hitman. He doesn't know who he's talking to. He just wants to be left alone. And Butch, I don't know. What do you think, Caedmon?
I don't know. That's why I asked it.
Oh, so that's why I asked.
I don't know.
Well, what did you think, Jade?
On what?
On why did they have such a strong stare off? Vince and Butch.
I think anytime you have two guys who are after the same thing, you're gonna have because Jules is on his way out, right? He's done. He's done with this hitman lifestyle. He's clearly stating that, and he's just done.
Yeah.
He's tired of it. He's tired of the nonsense that comes with it. He sees Butch as a problem because Butch is not reliable. He knows about Butch. He's probably been paid about Butch before, as far as paying off a fight, rigging a fight, whatever it might have been. Butch probably has intertwined himself somewhere in there, in that story, somewhere.
I just noticed something. I was thinking about it. Could have been like foreshadowing to Vincent being the one to go after Butch.
That's what I thought back then. But yeah, I like that. It's more a foreshadow.
Yeah,
because Butch is the one that kills Vince.
Well, and you really can't blame him in the moment.
No, you can't blame him in the moment. We'll get to that scene after.
Maybe they already know that's someone they have to go after, and that's why they don't like him. Because he's already messed up the fight.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
So he already blew it. And he knows
Not
that's
during
it.
No,
the
not
conversation.
during that conversation.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
This
because
was before.
maybe Vince knew beforehand, like, hey, this is a guy. If he messes up, I'm gonna have to go after him.
Yeah.
You know,
And
maybe it was
and
kind
you
of like
know
that.
we talked about earlier how like prompt they are and professional. And
Yeah.
they're very orderly and they know like their next step and
Yeah,
all that. So potentially, I mean, that might have been their next
yeah.
job.
That could have been. They could have been aware that that was maybe the case.
Mhm.
I like it. Let's see. We were gonna jump to the part where Butch is going back for the watch because his clumsy girlfriend left it, and I actually feel bad when he was flipping stuff and she was like crying. I felt bad for her. She didn't know, but he did specifically tell her not to leave the watch. I don't know. Like, did y'all feel compassion for her?
Nah.
I mean,
No. And then
a little bit.
a little
I don't
bit.
know.
Yeah.
But it's going back to what I said. Like, you can't tell if they're like dysfunctional or have a stable
Right.
relationship.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. But then, so like Butch is going back for the watch to a place where he knows he may get killed, because he knows they're after him. And then he's even telling her, like, we may die, and like she's like very on board with still staying with him.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
She's a ride or die, bro.
She is a ride or die. So
So that should tell you that that's his baby.
that she's gonna they're gonna have kids together. I think.
And soon.
It's
Or
very
if
soon.
not, if not that.
If not very soon. I felt their chemistry too was good.
Which is weird. It was just a weird dynamic to me.
It was a weird dynamic.
I enjoyed it though.
It was like, what's going on with the relationship? But
They were
at
cute.
the same time, they were
Yeah.
cute. They were a good couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Butch heads back to the apartment to pick up his watch. And he's very calculated. He parked way too far, I feel like. Just kind of go right down.
See, now we'd have to watch the film to see that type of comment.
Right. I just feel like he parked in 2 blocks away.
From the pawn shop?
No, he parked from the apartment and then
Because
walked.
he didn't know if somebody was going to be in there to get him.
Right, but then he like walked to the fence. There was also a bunch of cool shots in there. On top of cinematography, it was like, how did they get the camera through that and to be that smooth? A lot of stuff like that. But he walks up to a fence and he's like looking around, kind of out in the open. He walks kind of through this open field. It's like, dude, people can kind of see you, but at the same time, like, you're taking the back way, so maybe you know the way, we don't. We're kind of following you at this point. But he actually like just opens the door and just goes right in, which I would have opened the door and just kind of stood back a little bit, personally. Like, how would y'all have entered? How would you have entered, Jade?
Being that we're on the run and we don't know who's coming after us and we don't know when they're coming, who's coming,
Yeah,
I don't know if I would have gone back.
personally,
So
I would have left. Nah.
I mean,
But
the
he
watch was
made-
in somebody's butthole for probably
It was
20
in
years at
multiple
this
Been in
point.
generations
That's what I'm
and
saying.
generations.
Yeah, it was
too.
there through generations. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
It's your
out.
birthright.
I'm out.
yeah. But no, like, that's the thing. Like he said,
Maybe he should have had it in his butt.
He should have had it in his butt during the fight. Yeah, who knows?
Could've given him
Especially
power.
if he knew what was going on. What if he got caught? He would have wanted that watch
To
up
me,
his butt
that's
to
a
be through
very
the same thing.
it's a very small thing to go back for, though. It's just
Yeah, especially like if your life is riding on the line.
yeah,
I don't know. You feel the same, Caden?
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally would have.
almost insignificant.
Yeah.
To go back for that is, to me, it's just that's
It's almost stupidity at
Yeah.
that point.
yeah.
I was thinking back on their like dynamic of their relationship, Butch and this
Yeah.
girl.
Fabian.
It kind of reminds me of True Romance.
Yeah,
bit.
which is another Tarantino. You've seen True Romance, right, Jade?
Nope.
Very good movie, actually. Really like it.
Well, it wasn't directed by Tarantino.
It wasn't
right?
directed by Tarantino. It was by not Ridley Scott, his brother. Can't even think of his name.
He
But
wrote it though.
Tarantino wrote it. That's what he sold.
Same
he
with,
sold that.
From
and-
Dusk Till Dawn.
I think.
I think Tarantino wrote that too.
Yeah, he did. He did. He
Both
started it too.
good movies.
I need to go back and watch From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
But anywho, that is a good point about the dynamic being kind of like that by Arquette and Slater's characters, which, you know, you have a prostitute and, you know, this regular comic book nerd, you know, which is with a story. So it's kind of like that. I feel like Butch walked into the apartment way too fast. Could have gotten whacked right there.
Yeah.
Just waxed.
I think the whole thing though is like he's not Vincent and he's not Jules.
No. He's not.
He's another paid man, but he's not a professional.
No, he's not professional, but
he's just a meathead. He's a boxer.
Yeah.
He made a lot of mistakes throughout the entire film.
He was nonchalant about it, because he just picks up the toaster strudels.
Yeah, he did.
Pop-Tarts, plops them in.
Didn't even check the bathroom, which I probably would have. I would have scouted the whole place first.
If I had to go back for anything, it would have been like my woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Same.
would have been worth me dying over.
Yeah, like my girl or my kid.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm
that would have
going
been
back.
the only thing.
Yeah, I'm going back for you. That's it. You know, like my watch, sorry.
Yeah. But even if I do that, like, at a place that, like, you know, we have this place that my family owns, I go in there and I check all the rooms first for whatever reason. But, like, knowing I'm on the run, people maybe staked out in my house somewhere, maybe got through a window.
Yeah.
I would have been in there.
So is that why he parked so far?
I think so, but he didn't fully do it. Like, he didn't complete it. And
Got to do a full 360.
Yeah, you do. But I thought it was funny with how, like, are you laughing at me?
No, I'm laughing at myself.
Okay. I mean, I saw what you meant by doing a full 360.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do like how he picks up the little Uzi, the silenced Uzi. It, you know, makes me kind of want a silenced Uzi. That was pretty badass, honestly. You want a silenced Uzi?
Who doesn't?
I don't want silence. You want a silenced Uzi?
Oh, yeah.
I want a silenced one. But he picks it up. He's just like, what is this doing here? Obviously, like, someone is here. And right then is when Vince comes out, which is awesome. That he was just, like, in there.
In the bathroom. Again.
And
for the end of his life.
They're doing another stare down. They did another stare down until the toaster strudel Pop-Tarts, like, popped. And then that's, like, it was like, it scares you and, like, you know that if you were holding, like, a gun there with your finger on the trigger, just watching the movie, like, you would have, like, probably shot just because it, like, scared you from Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
I mean, did you feel like that? You felt
like all the way, when they do, like, standoffs and this movie are so intense.
They really are intense. It's like it shows like where he was really influenced by like westerns, and I feel like he did a phenomenal job with it. But I do like that he also has that new sense of like freedom. Like maybe he just killed someone who was after him to kill him, and he's like there. He's listening to Flowers on the Wall. He's just so happens to run into Marcellus Wallace. The first time you get to see his face, rather than like the back of his head, you get to see his face, and he's carrying donuts, which is pretty awesome for a mob boss to be doing.
Yeah,
and I can't tell.
It's just
like
part of the humor, man.
Yeah, it is. Like it's hilarious. Like you see him, like you could see him walking into a donut shop too. Little would you know, like this is a mob boss.
Right.
He's
fat or
no? Like you could see him as a regular guy
because he's fat.
No, I didn't say that. I would be who you would see walking into a donut if you're making a joke like that. But no, I would walk into a donut shop and see him like, oh, he's in a nice suit. I wonder what he does for a living. He's probably like a pastor or something. Little do you know, he's a stone cold killer. Butch just floors it. Goes to hit him. He hits the windshield and flips off. Really good stunt, by the way. And all of a sudden, like, just crashes. And
what's crazy about that scene is, like, he crashes a car and shoots a random lady.
Yeah.
And, like, the whole time they're in the basement of the pawn shop, you don't see any cops. Like, there's no cops coming out.
Nobody.
Well, there is one cop.
Yeah, Zed. Yeah, Zed really is a cop.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
wait,
that's
what?
true.
He was like security, I think.
Oh, well, Zed's dead.
Zed's dead, so it doesn't matter. He's nothing right now.
Zed's dead, baby.
Zed's dead, baby. But, which is, I don't know how much you want to talk about the pawn shop, but you said earlier.
What is the significance of that? Why?
Is it just shock value?
Well, I kind of thought, like, in the beginning when Jules was saying, like, what does Marcellus Wallace look like? He's like, does he look like a bitch? He's like, then why are you trying to fuck him like a bitch?
Yeah.
And
he
then
does.
at the end, he gets fucked like a bitch. So, I
Arby's.
Arby's.
we got
We have the meat.
quite literally in this, kind of sad. But no, I mean, I didn't think about it like that. Honestly, like it's kind of it's one of those things. It's like it's right up in our faces,
right.
and he quite literally gets fucked like a bitch.
Well, and you think about like Butch's character in this.
Yeah,
In that moment, you're like,
yeah,
he really is a genuine person.
yeah.
You know.
Which I was super excited to bring that up. I'm glad you did, is because like you know what, it's just like dude, get out of there. You know, you kind of like you're there with him. You're like dude, just get out.
Which brings the cultural movement to this movie. I mean, it just like when you go through any type of trial, whether I mean that's pretty extreme, but if you go through something like that with someone and you pull them through it and help them out of it, I mean that just speaks to the relationship that they have after that and why he gets a pass.
Yeah,
And that was like the first thing he said. He's like, what about us?
yeah,
Maybe he was trying to seek redemption through that.
yeah.
That was my favorite shot of the whole movie when he comes down with the samurai sword.
Yeah.
Ken Takakura style. Just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It was. What do you think about the gimp?
Yeah.
The gimp. He's like, go wake him up.
I wish I had one of those.
You wish you had a gimp or like an outfit like a gimp?
A gimp.
No comment.
I would make him build like fences for me or something.
I like that's how you go. I wish I could add a gimp so he could build fences for me. I want him to build like a pillow fort for me because I'm too bored to do it. No comment on that.
Gotta spank him occasionally. Get his morale up.
I don't know how to look at you anymore.
It's motivation. What can I say?
Okay, we all want something out of life. Caedmon just wants a gimp. Oh God, but I must say it's probably one of my favorite scenes. It's just because like what Jade was talking about is where it like you're brought into the situation. Like, what would you do? You know, you hear this guy who's trying to kill you. You hear him in the basement, you know, getting BF'd, but like, I'm sorry, I make myself laugh.
Getting BF'd.
I don't think I would have used that terminology.
Getting boofed, but but
He dropped the soap.
he did drop the soap, but he was kind of forced to drop. It was like knocked out of his hand. But like you hear that, it's like, oh shoot, you see what's going through Butch's head, but at the same time you're like, what would I do? Would I go back or would I just run? You know. But I like how, it's also like kind of comedic how Butch goes, he finds a hammer, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna use this down there, and he like puts it down, he gets like something else before a chainsaw. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna use this. No, baseball bat, and then chainsaw, and that's where he just like he looks up. And I love that shot where it's just like down on him, he's like looking up. It almost looks like a kid in a toy store basically with a bunch of weapons. It's how I saw. And he's just like, that's it.
Yeah.
Pulls off a
the whole
katana.
process, yeah.
Another homage almost to like the old samurai, which leads to like, oh, there goes Tarantino with, especially if you watched Kill Bill before, like, oh, it's like Kill Bill, you know? But I do like how he goes down. That's his weapon of choice. Almost looks like my katana too. But I like how he he's able to just go down there and knock some shit up. you know, with Zed and the other dude whose name I forget. But I like that whole almost like that monologue by Marcellus Wallace. He's like, no, I'm not okay. Pretty far from okay, you know, and just like, he's like, well, what about us? Are we cool? He's like, yeah, we cool, you know. But I like everything he says.
I'm gonna get medieval on his ass.
That's another great quote.
I use that on my brothers.
People use that all the time. Man.
I use that on my brothers.
I'm about to get medieval on this.
Yeah, I tell my brothers sometimes I'm about to get medieval on your ass. You know, I do tell them that sometimes. But that's full. That whole scene is full of great quotes. You know, but go get a bunch of hard hitting boys up in here. You know, so he's like, we're about to feed him some Arby's. But no, I love that scene. And that's where, you know, you go and you have your favorite quotes. You know, Zed's dead, baby. It's a chopper, not a bike, you know. And that's the last we see of Butch. You know, main character just kind of rides off.
Which is
like
great.
a little window.
Which is, to me, that's a good send-off, man. I like it because it doesn't leave you with any mystery.
Yeah. You just know that he's going down to like Costa Rica or something.
I think it was Tallahassee, right?
No, they were going out of country.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just out of L.A.
Tahiti. No, like they were going to Bora Bora.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, he was like, well, we could go to Bora Bora or Tahiti or something, you know, a bunch of different, like, you know, Pacific places. But then after that, it cuts back to, you know, that's where you're kind of confused. Like, why is Vince alive again, you know? Mm-hmm. It cuts back to
the story, man.
The beginning, you know?
Yeah. It's
like, all right, here we are, you know, back in the aftermath. That's where it goes back to the guy in the bathroom.
Oh, the cleanup.
So so that's where we go back to the apartment.
Man, I shot Marvin in the face.
So that's where we pick up off, you know, after Butch's whole deal. And
you know what's weird that I noticed? How Quentin Tarantino said the N-word like a couple times, but his wife is black.
Yeah. That's where you start feeling like Tarantino is like racist. So, but Jimmy's like racist, you know, because what he says is funny. You know, he's like, do you see a sign that says storage, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, no. He's like, that's because this isn't one. Yeah. You know, it's just like,
what past experience do you think that character has with these guys?
With Jules.
Yeah. Ooh,
specifically Wolf. Because I feel like they already have a relationship.
Who? Tarantino and Wolf?
And he's
not him and Wolf. No, they were very like, because
he tells him he's done. He's done with this. He's like Tarantino's character. He talks about how he's done. He's not getting back into it. I have a family now. Blah blah blah. The whole thing.
Ooh, I don't know what is.
I feel like he history. has. I feel like he has a past relationship with Wolf and everybody.
At least Jules. But I don't know about Wolf. I didn't feel. I feel like
everybody has a relationship. If you're in that business, you have a relationship with Wolf.
You kind of especially
he's the guy.
Especially Wolf. Yeah. Like Winston, I think is his name. I like that.
Yeah, Winston Wolf.
Winston Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't feel like, because he was like, you know, Uncle Marcellus, you know, he's gonna, you know, Uncle something and Aunt Judy. He's like, you know, that you think they matter if they use your bed sheet? Because Uncle Marcellus is more than willing to pay for a whole new bed set, you know, stuff like that. But my dad and I have been using the like the whole coffee quotes lately. But like everything that Jimmy says in the scene, as we mentioned before, was supposed to be given to Steve Buscemi. I just feel like was knocked out of the park in this, and I really enjoyed like his character. But it also shows the way that everyone dealt with conflict. How, you know, Vince was kind of like, I'm not gonna put up with this, like this guy coming in and telling me how to do, whereas
asking for forgiveness from Jules and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask for forgiveness. You should have already forgiven me.
Yeah, and then but Jules at the same time, like, man, we gotta get, you know, we gotta do what this guy says. You know, Marcellus sent us. You know, we gotta work with him. You know, he's doing his job.
Yeah,
and so I like
one of my favorite quotes.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, pretty please with some sugar on top.
Yeah,
the fucking car.
Yeah, that was actually one of my favorite quotes. Yeah, pretty please with sugar on top. Yeah, I like we said before, I loved his character.
Ending.
And then the ending.
Do you love it?
I like the ending.
Yeah,
I love it.
I like the ending dialogue with the. He was talking about the Bible verse.
Yeah, Ezekiel.
He's like switched meanings.
Ezekiel 25:17.
Yep.
Yep.
That was not.
But one of his last, like, my favorite quotes that he does at the end is like, what was it?
He's like,
if you want to play the blind man, go walk with the shepherd.
Yeah.
Basically, just telling the guy like he's ignorant and
Yeah.
should just step out of my face and give him a wallet
Yeah.
before I have to do this again
I'll
and kill you.
I do like. That's more of like. I think his best acting.
Yeah.
Was in there. I think Samuel L. Jackson, some of his best overall acting, at least that I've seen, I feel like was in that scene. Overall.
At the
like
end or more specifically in the beginning?
More specifically in the end.
Okay.
Like in the end where he has a whole monologue, he's like, I mean my wallet in there, you know? He's like, and then Tim Roth.
It says badass monk?
he's like,
which one's yours?
Which one is the one that says bad motherfucker?
That's one.
He's like, okay. So he pulls it out, and sure enough, which by the way is Quentin Tarantino's personal wallet.
Really?
Yeah, for real, from Shaft, you know, the old TV show, which Samuel L. Jackson went on to reprise the role as Shaft.
Yeah.
Who I guess has a wallet that says bad motherfucker. But that's Tarantino's personal wallet.
Talk about a recasting, huh?
Yeah. Right there. Samuel L. Jackson. Who else? Who else can play after that? But no, Tim Roth did amazing, looking scared, and then he was like, tell Yolanda, shut up. You know, he's like, everything's okay. Point the gun at me. Everything's okay, sweetheart. And you just the whole thing, and you're like, wow, he's actually real smooth. You know, he knows how to handle this. Almost like he's been in a hostage situation before.
Because he's led it before.
Yeah, and which is just insane.
Yeah,
like I was like, oh, I wish I could act like that in a hostage situation. Just have like a gun on me. And the way he was like smart too. Like he opened the case and then he closed it, his hand in it, with the gun, and then like punched him in the face and had his gun at him, which that was very badass.
Yeah.
I mean, great, just a well acted scene, and like you said, just the cherry on top for the ending of the movie.
Yeah. You could see like right through him. I
Yeah.
feel like
I just like
to kill him.
No questions, no mystery.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie was just like this chaos, everything going on, and then the ending was just like, well, there's not gonna be a second one. This was good.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like there's not gonna be a second Pulp Fiction. Yeah. This is it.
This was a great end to a great film.
Yeah, I'm almost getting like goosebumps. Just like this was a masterpiece.
You talking about getting held at gunpoint makes me think of a certain like butthole puckering type sensation.
Yeah,
that you just know Jules didn't get at all.
Yeah, that's true.
And didn't portray it.
Yeah,
nothing about
his demeanor. He's just kind of sitting there still sipping his coffee, which was badass.
And where was Vincent?
Puckering his butthole.
Puckering, yeah, he was puckering his butthole.
On the pot.
I mean, y'all agree? Y'all think that ending was top notch?
Love it.
Top notch, Caden? Great. I do have some tidbits on production. So we talked about the wallet, but the 1964 Chevelle Malibu was driven by Vincent. Actually belonged to Tarantino.
Really?
And was stolen after the production of the film. During production of the film.
God, I love California.
In 2013, a police officer saw two kids stripping an older car. He arrested them. While looking up the owner, he found the VIN number had been altered. Turned out that it was Tarantino's stolen car. The owner had recently bought it and had no idea it was stolen. Like I said, the wallet was also Tarantino's. This movie and Shawshank Redemption opened on the same date, October 14th. Both were nominated for 7 Academy Awards, with this movie winning the best screenplay. Both movies gained cult status in the following years and are both listed in IMDb's top 10 movies. So, yeah.
For the 90s were straight hardball,
straight,
man.
Yeah. All of them just knocking them out of the park.
Yeah. Every year
even
in the
like
90s.
Early 2000s, too.
Yeah. And I'm going to get into the Oscars. I didn't realize how many movies came out this year in 94. I almost said 44 again. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I feel like after 2008, everything just dried up.
True. Superbad was the last great movie. Oh, we're gonna have to do that one, especially having Jade back on. Harvey Keitel convinced his friend Bruce Willis to take the part, knowing that Willis had been a big fan of Reservoir Dogs.
Bro, Bruce Willis begged to be in this movie.
He apparently had some conflict, you know.
He wanted to be Vincent.
Yeah, he did want to be Vincent.
Yeah.
But I think he got discouraged after he didn't land the role. But they were
apparently him and Tarantino were walking on the beach talking about this.
Really?
And he was like, dude, I'll reread the script and I'll be Butch.
I know.
He had like an interview or something.
He was going to use Matt Dillon as like a young and upcoming boxer. Mm-hmm. That's what he was going to do. But
I like the washed up boxer though.
I do too. I like it. This was one of the first movies to use the internet for advertising. Almost all the roles were written specifically for their actors, which was pretty cool. I shared this earlier. Travolta had learned how to look like a heroin addict with the help of Tarantino's friend who was recovering from the addiction. Described the feeling, and Travolta went to replicate it by getting plastered on tequila and laying in a hot tub with his wife. This film was selected for preservation in the Library of Congress National Film Registry in 2013. Of course, Jackrabbit Slims. When Mia's describing her Fox Force 5, that we talked about already, but Kill Bill would be in theaters 9 years from when this was released. Pulp Fiction is the first Miramax project to get a green light after the Disney acquisition of Miramax. Was budgeted at $8.5 million, became the first movie that Miramax completely financed, which was
Harvey Weinstein
cool.
greenlit it.
Yeah, he was the one that was like, he was the only producer that was like, this has to be made.
Yeah,
because everyone else was like, this is too demented. So, which is pretty cool. New segment on the podcast is Oscars that year. So this year, 1994, Forrest Gump won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and like four others. Forrest Gump, I'm not gonna complain. Fantastic movie.
Almost 30 years ago, you're looking at three A-list movies that came out.
Yeah.
But totally different genres.
Yeah.
All three of them completely different.
Yeah.
And one who is the most family friendly of them all happens to win.
Yeah. True.
In every category.
Yeah, that's very true. But I mean, like, it still was a very amazing, well directed. Tarantino obviously was amazing, but like there was actually a bunch of others too. Bullets Over Broadway. I mentioned Shawshank Redemption, The Lion King, The Madness of King George, which was actually a good movie. Little Women, Speed, An Interview with the Vampire.
So you just look at Lion King, Shawshank, Pulp Fiction.
94 was the year, man.
Forrest Gump.
94.
All of those movies come on the television. You're not changing the channel.
No.
And that's
like
four.
this-
That's four major films in 1 year competing with each other.
Yeah.
Like, we can't get but one film a year now where we're like, everybody's got to go to the movies and see this.
I mean,
like last year, it happened to be, Top Gun.
Yeah.
Everybody had to go see that movie in theaters because it was an experience you needed in the theater.
Right.
And we're just not getting that.
No, we're really not. That, which was kind of like with that opening question, like, do they still make movies nowadays like this? It's been a while. Yeah. I mean, it seems like Marvel owns the theaters now.
I think,
but not anymore, dude.
Bullet Train was kind of.
Bullet Train was.
It
good.
had multiple storylines to follow.
That's one that I would say is maybe the closest to this that we've had recently.
Yeah.
But that one wasn't advertised that well. I feel like it was advertised
with Brad Pitt.
Dude,
yeah, actually, it was a good movie.
I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was gonna be.
I didn't see it in theaters though.
I really wish I saw it in theaters.
I saw
personally.
it in theaters. It was good.
It was good. It was better in theaters than off of Netflix.
Well, my theater in Wisconsin was like a house. It's a small town, so it was.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Huh. That'd be fun to go watch. That'd be fun to watch this movie in there. But yeah, I mean, my thing is, how did Speed won more, like had more wins than this movie and Shawshank? I personally am not wild about Speed.
I've never seen it.
I guess I was really hyped to watch it, and I was just like, I don't care. I feel like Interview with the Vampire maybe deserved even more than Speed, which is a different movie, but
Yeah.
I still like it for what it is.
I'm just stuck on Pulp right now.
Same. Just why didn't Pulp? It only won one thing.
Because you look at Forrest Gump and you're like, and I know we're gonna get to it, but cultural impact of Forrest Gump is minimal. You're like, okay, sure, it's there, but like, what did this film affect outside of the
just
film?
one quote: "Run, Forrest, run." That's all.
Well, there's a lot.
Life was like a box of
chocolates.
chocolates.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, Jenna.
What's the other one? The
Shawshank.
Shawshank, man. Yeah, sure, it's
Just-
a timeless classic, but did it culturally affect anything? There's thousands of movies about guys in jail.
Right.
I think Forrest Gump's definitely the most culturally impactful
I do feel like
that year.
Yeah, I do see where Forrest Gump. I'm not saying I hate that it won. I understand,
But
why
I
it
don't.
won.
When I
but-
rank it next to Pulp Fiction on cultural influence,
No.
to me it doesn't have. It's not nearly as powerful
Yeah,
as like because Pulp Fiction just had so many people arguing about it.
yeah,
Had so many people just like sheltering people away from it.
Yeah.
It pissed all the right people
it kind of
off.
became like the forbidden fruit.
Yeah,
you know.
But Forrest Gump, by all means, I mean, it was very like impactful. Like, people
Yeah.
loved the movie. It brought
I
people
love
to
it.
the theaters. It still has people talking about it today. You know, obviously, so it had some impact.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it didn't, but when I look at Pulp Fiction versus
You know how in Pulp Fiction they're like comparing the foot massage to
Yeah.
he was like it wouldn't even be the same sport.
yeah.
It's kind of how those movies are.
I guess so. It's like a whole other ballpark.
sorry, did I jump? Are we
No, it's
talking about cultural impact already?
No, we're all good. So hit picks. What really affected y'all?
From this movie,
Yeah,
I would say the raping.
the raping.
When
That's a hit pick.
I,
for
I
you?
was a young kid when I watched this movie, and I was never able to forget that scene. Like, that was such an impactful thing for me. Like, just to see graphic wise, like
Yeah.
as an 8-year-old child, probably shouldn't have been watching the movie.
No, I mean,
But-
yeah,
But to be honest, like, that's the first thing that I thought of as a kid was like, this was insane.
this
Why
is-
am I watching this?
but it was. So you're saying raping, like the whole premise of rape, was made really. I don't know, like really, like. I'm trying to think of a word, but like real, like just something you want to like really steer clear of. I don't know.
It was something that I was like, I'm good. I'll never want to watch a movie like that again.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like just in general, like even in real life.
But
it's like,
until I, obviously got older and then watched the movie again and saw like the build up, the character build up and everything else behind the scenes and understood all of the other scenes fully,
yeah,
I didn't really understand what was, obviously as a child, you just don't understand what's going on.
gotcha. But so you're saying you appreciate now, especially like how all the scenes just like they don't correlate with each other. It just all boils down into one thing. Everything connects in the end.
Yeah.
Cool. I like it. I'd say that's the same for myself. Okay. I mean, what do you say?
I guess main takeaway, it was unconventional, refreshing,
Yeah.
and it's what really put me on to Tarantino.
Same.
Yeah.
And
Did the same for me.
yeah, and I guess if we were talking about like scenes, I'd say whenever they're delivering the adrenaline shot, that one's the one that stuck with me the most. Just had me on the edge of my seat, especially when they're like knocking her breastplate, and, like, zooming in, and
Yeah.
that long needle.
That's
crazy.
That was one of those things. Like, I don't know why people would feel like they want to do heroin after that. Like, no, it's like that's that. But also the rape scene. Like, no, I don't like watching.
Well, to me, the first
rapey
time I saw it, I mean, you think it's like, why is this even in here?
Yeah.
But then, like, the impact and, like, I still hate that it's in there. Every time I watch the movie, I'm like, just makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But, like, to put it into a perspective of, like, putting that guy who has so much control
Yeah.
in that position.
It's
Just-
completely dynamic.
Yeah.
Catches you off guard.
I mean, I think it could have been less graphic still today.
Yeah,
I think
less
they could have
graphic.
just been an innuendo, like, to that's happening in the background.
Even just the shot of the brother just
Yeah.
watching.
Right.
Less graphic, but dude, we're still talking about it. We're talking about how much of an impact it
Oh
left
yeah,
on us.
no, for sure.
So I don't know.
I think it's in style for Tarantino though. It's over the top.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Nitpicks.
No, just the lighting for me.
The lighting?
Crew
If you
lighting.
still feel like the crew lighting was off,
A little bit.
I think you should be a lighting technician.
Yeah.
They make a good bit.
Yeah.
What was your nitpick?
The song for the dance, bro.
Yeah.
It killed me. I just think it could have been more. Like I know it was like a dance off, like a competition, see who could last longest dancing. But like surfing,
Yeah.
what's a break a board, whatever the
Yeah,
the
it
song
Chuck
is.
Berry.
Yeah, it was Chuck Berry.
But just
It was a
it was, but it was like a
teenage
soundtrack
Yeah.
of it, and it just went forever.
It was.
It just was a very drawn out
It
scene.
lingered.
Yeah,
You know, it's weird. They have so many surf songs, but there's no. You
Yeah.
don't see an ocean once.
Yeah, only once.
You don't see an ocean once.
Wait, no. You see Marcellus at Marcellus's house because he's kind of like on
I
the
guess
ocean.
so. I guess that's by an ocean, but still.
But
it's
still,
weird.
yeah. I do have something to say about the music later. But nitpicks, like I always struggle with coming up with a nitpick for certain movies. I will say like I did feel like some things were trying to be edgy, like the rape scene, stuff like that was trying too hard. Whereas which is why we love Tarantino. But at the same time, like we did not need a full-on shot of
clapping cheeks.
clapping cheeks, especially Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I don't want to see
Good.
Ving Rhames' cheeks rippling like that. Like it's just too much. Was that too much? I'm
No,
sorry.
it's fine.
But that was my takeaway. I feel like some of it was a little too much.
Yeah,
but at the same time, but I still like the style. I guess I was going back on Hitpick's kind of style. Cultural impact. We're gonna be on this one for a little while, especially hearing from you. So in that case, Caedmon, what do you have to say about cultural impact?
I think it just influenced a lot of movies after.
Yeah.
Kind of like changed the way they do things.
Yeah,
That's kind of all I have for that.
that's all you have. All right, Jade, fire away, cutie. Fire away.
So for me, man, just he created a subgenre.
Yeah,
Like this movie started the I'm not a serious mafia guy anymore
yeah,
and made it like funny. It made you like them.
Yeah.
It gave you a personality to go along with. It made you love, hate, adore them in so many different ways. You were just attached to these characters that you never were
Easily,
before.
yeah.
Because normally, like, you see a hitman in a movie and you're like, oh, it's a bad guy. I don't want to see him. There goes my favorite character. But then in this movie, it's like, no, like, you love Vincent. You
Yeah.
love Jules. Like, you're like, these guys are awesome. I want to have a beer with these guys.
Right.
Just like they're cool. They're funny.
brought a new
It's just-
taste.
Yeah, man. He just like he took gangster films to a different level and made it for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
They, like romanticized the
Yeah.
anti-hero.
yeah. And then you see after this, like so many different TV shows trying to duplicate that,
yeah.
trying to make it comedic almost, and
It doesn't work for other
know,
places. They try, but
yeah, and
like
it's
you're
got to
saying-
be done properly, sure, but like
Deadpool.
he yes,
Yeah.
Deadpool did it great,
He's-
man.
they did-
But Deadpool
yeah.
would not exist without this film.
very true. Would have been
It would have been very different.
very different.
Very
In fact,
different.
like Deadpool existed before this. I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, the comic
But-
did, but what I'm saying is like
the film itself is like something completely different.
Yeah.
It would not have existed if
people
it
would
wasn't
not have
for Pulp Fiction.
People would not have been open to it
Yeah,
because he kicked the door down with this
Yeah.
movie
yeah.
and created that whole idea.
I like your take on the subgenre. He really did create a
Mm-hmm.
subgenre because we almost romanticize violence now, and he even puts that in Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a movie we do eventually.
Nazis.
Don't
Scalping
ask me to do the whole monologue because I
will.
can, and it's all
You
thanks to him.
Yeah,
Oh God,
I heard
I'm,
all. No, don't do it. Just
I'm
stop.
fighting the urge, guys. Come on now.
Scalping
You each one owe me one. Oh, stop. Okay. I got to shut my demons out.
Just a bear Jew.
You get that for killing Jews? All right. Okay, guys. Let's bring it back.
You bring it back.
I'm trying. I need y'all to help me.
It's dead, baby.
Okay, there we go. That's Pulp Fiction. Good. But no, I like what you said, like a whole subgenre. And Tarantino did create that where it's like romanticized violence, drawn out conversations. Like you spend 30 minutes in a carriage ride in Hateful Eight before you get to the cabin.
Yeah.
We would not have been, I think any movie before, we've been like, why are we still in this carriage? Like, why? Like, this is stupid. But since Tarantino like kind of laid down the foundation of long drawn out conversations, we can bear it. And I do. And like you said,
I love the way he does dialogue.
Yeah.
I like the way he does violence, bro.
Violence? No, I love both. Like the dialogue and the violence.
I like the way that his dialogue can be cut in half by just random acts of violence.
Yeah.
Like in real life.
Yeah.
It's not like this production. Like he has to get every single line out.
Yeah.
It's like halfway through his script, he's done.
That is how it feels like.
And I like
though.
it. I like that, man.
It feels like he's just kind of squeezing a sponge. Like, I'm going to get every single little thing of dialogue out into this. Mm-hmm. You know? That was my Tarantino impression.
Yeah, don't do it again.
Okay, fine. Sorry. But anyway, I love the guy. Sorry.
That's why I don't want you to mock him.
I'm not mocking. I wasn't mocking. I was just doing my I guess sometimes impressions do sound mocking.
Yeah.
But
especially if you do a terrible job like you.
Well, thanks.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
I'm here all day.
That hurt. He does do this to me.
Try to cut deep.
But no, I do say it has a new style of violence in film is what I put down.
100%. Yeah.
A lot of focus on casual dialogue and perspectives of characters based off their individual values. Both we touched on both. This is actually described as a touchstone of postmodern films, which postmodern films have kind of been around for a good while. You know, like I kind of been having to educate myself on like kind of postmodern film, like what that, you know, what they are really. I don't know why I'm just now getting onto this, but this is definitely one that like really propelled this genre. And so obviously like that, talk about a cultural impact.
But what genre was it?
What do you mean? Was this?
Yeah. What genre was the film? We're saying, yeah, he created a subgenre.
Yeah. Oh,
but if this were to come out,
more like an action drama.
Yeah.
Drama.
But is it?
Is it? It's an action drama that's got a little bit of everything else.
Yeah. There's a love story.
There's
comedy in it.
There's a lot of comedy.
It's a pulp of everything.
It is. Oh,
that's why it's pulp, baby.
Yeah. It's a pulp. It's a pulp.
Pulpy. Very.
I
pulpy.
read online that the meaning of the title. It says the title refers to the pulp magazines and hard-boiled crime novels popular during the mid-20th century, known for their graphic violence and punchy dialogue.
Interesting. It definitely was punchy dialogue.
I can taste the blood in my mouth already.
Last I have for cultural impact is I mentioned this before. It transformed the industry's attitude towards lowly indies, which is, you know, very true. We have a lot more like directors coming up just because Tarantino seems like he just broke through, and like now it feels like we have a lot more movies coming through. That's just what it seems.
I think there's a lot more avenues for it now too, though.
Yeah.
Tons of streaming services. And
the
stuff
streaming
like that,
services are definitely a big factor in that.
I feel like if something blows up, like I can remember, what was that, 4 years ago when Bird Box blew up?
Yeah.
And everybody was just like, oh, you got to see this film. And they got so many views based on just word of mouth.
Yeah.
And it would never hit the box office and never did anything crazy. But it
was just
millions of people saw that film.
Yeah. That's very true. But I feel like Tarantino, for small directors, really are what like kind of made everyone like, oh, like we can trust these small directors to make something like
to have a big
Bird
hit.
Box, you know?
Yeah.
And so I forget who directed Bird Box. I need to go back and brush that off.
He's got the phone over there, man.
Yeah, true. But then it's probably not gonna work.
You know,
We could
get on it.
Yeah, he'll do that as we talk about more. Questions needing answers.
I got one.
Susan Bayer.
Susan Bayer.
Yeah.
There we go. Susan
Bird
Bayer.
Box.
Directed
Bird
Bird Box.
All
All
right.
right. You seem excited.
Question that I need answered that we can't answer.
Yeah.
What's in the briefcase?
That was my first one.
What is in
What's
the
in that
briefcase,
briefcase?
dog?
Caedmon, do you have an answer?
The theory that we were talking about earlier, his soul. I think
Soul?
That's pretty interesting.
It's just gold bars, man. It might just be gold bars.
Yeah, it could be just simple as gold bars. I think it's
But
interesting
remember,
that we don't know.
Remember in the diner scene, one of the robbers, what's his name?
Pumpkin.
the male.
He does say, "Is that what I think it is?"
Yeah, is that what I think it is?
He's like, "Yep."
So it's a
Does
how
everyone
would he
know
know?
Marcellus Wallace? Does everyone know what a soul looks like?
yeah, but these
a
guys are drifters.
briefcase?
How do they know who this guy is?
That's the thing. Like,
He probably doesn't.
yeah, I mean, everyone knew who Al Capone was. Maybe he's kind of like the Al Capone of this world, you know? I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a question that's going to be left unanswered.
It can't be answered because they didn't have an answer for it.
If that's probably what I would ask Tarantino if I were to meet him. Like, hey, quick question. What was in the briefcase of your second film that you directed? Like, well, let me tell you.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, he probably would. He'd probably say, well, it was a few.
It was a light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
On set.
I'm like, dude, come on now. But that was my question. Is like
That was my big question, man.
my big
Because it's the only thing that I can see in the movie that I'm like, we don't ever get an answer to.
no
Ever.
no answers.
And they have it the whole time.
Yeah, it's the MacGuffin. That's in film class. That's what they use. Like, here's the term MacGuffin. You know the briefcase in Pulp Fiction? That's it.
I had no idea what a MacGuffin was until
you
this
looked
film.
Yeah, so that's what it is. That's what I had. Caden, do you have a question that needs answering?
Pretty much asked someone.
There you go. Mine was, does Jimmy work, given that he doesn't want a divorce and he's still in his bathrobe at like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I would have guessed close to
9:30.
6.
Maybe he's a writer.
Maybe he is a writer.
It was like early in the morning.
Oh.
Remember, she worked the graveyard shift. She was coming home at 9:30.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Oh, yeah, because he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, she'll be home soon. And
He was in his robe drinking coffee.
But then
Yeah.
Mr. Wolf
Or
was
he
at...
might be going to work, dog. Don't be judging this man.
Yeah, true.
There was no car.
I
There
just
was
He
felt-
might be a 9 to 5er.
There was no
you know?
car in the garage either, though.
Didn't he leave early, too?
Yeah. But Mr. Wolf was like, he was at some evening. It looked like a soiree. Looked like Mr. Wolf was at a soiree. I don't know.
He always shows up like that, dog.
That's true.
That's his job.
That's his job. Is show up
2 in
in
the
a
morning,
nice tuxedo.
2 in the afternoon.
It doesn't
Suit,
matter.
tie.
11 to 11.
Capiche?
Capiche.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, so you feel like, so obviously you feel like Jimmy
Okay.
works.
Yeah,
And then
I don't think I don't know. I think he doesn't.
okay, maybe I like your
I
idea.
think-
Maybe he's a writer.
I think he works, man.
Yeah.
I think he works.
You're right. But he was very adamant that he didn't get a divorce. I don't know. That was just some. But yeah,
Trying to make his marriage work, bro. He can't have blood all over the house.
true. But he was like, I love Bonnie. You know, I don't want to get a divorce. But at the same time, he was like dogging on her for buying the wrong coffee.
Well, I mean,
Really bad.
look, man. How are you before you have your morning coffee?
Ah, yeah, you're right. You know, you're right.
You end up with that strawberry crap you tried to feed me.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
about that. That's my dad's. We can dog on my dad.
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, Bobby.
I got my good stuff. Does Marcellus see the OD on the camera?
Ooh. Does he have a camera on the inside?
What was
Probably be
she?
smart.
She was
I
looking
feel like
at.
she's probably smart enough to delete
Does
it.
she delete the tapes?
Because she was worried.
Wait, they
too.
weren't at the house?
They were at
She
the
had
house.
the overdose. I thought she was at Lance's house.
Nope. She was at she remember so he went that's when he went into the bathroom. He was like, you have one drink?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
it?
yeah.
And he walks out and she's on the
She's
floor.
dead,
He's
yeah.
like, oh shit. Mia. And she's like there, which was really graphic, by the way. That was really good production. Like when she's like vomiting and stuff. That was really I don't know why like y'all think heroin looks
No, I'm
okay to
saying
do.
in like the beginning scene where it's like showing like him opening the case up. and,
Oh,
like,
I see. That made me feel weird. Made me feel like fever dream.
yeah.
But anyway, did Marcellus ever find the tapes? Like, because they were in her and Marcellus's house, and she's talking to him over the intercom, but she's also watching him. So they have a security system. Nowadays, he would have gotten an alert on his phone like, oh,
Yeah, no, he would have had to have. She could have deleted it before he got home.
Yeah.
To
but then
view
would
the
he have
footage.
seen that it was deleted and be like, what's happening?
I doubt he even checks them.
True.
He's probably got a guy for that.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, he
Probably too
probably
busy.
does. I don't know. That's one question I had. So we're landing on he doesn't see or notice or think anything's off. Okay. Fellas, notable acting performances.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson all the way for me.
I would say Wolf, but he's the same
Yeah,
character
Harvey
in every.
Keitel?
He's the same character in every movie,
True.
man.
Harvey Keitel is always
That's
smooth.
his character. That's
Yeah.
his character.
You know, Gabe's dad got to meet him.
Really?
Yeah, when they were filming National Treasure here.
Really?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's cool. So apparently he's a real cool guy. Real proud of Gabe for being in the Marines.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jules, man.
Jules, Samuel L. Jackson, like I said,
He kills it, man.
Stand by my word that this is his best role.
This might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I do love John Travolta. I was watching earlier. He uses his body in certain ways that you really don't see. He points. He kind of uses his neck. Even he does like all these little things with his face.
But it almost seemed like he was uncomfortable with the jib jab, like back and forth. It almost seemed like he wasn't
With Mia?
right for that role.
Between
Him and Jules.
Jules,
It's like, yeah, they were firing off back and forth, but it almost felt like
he was using
like
someone else's lines.
Jules carried the entire
Gotcha. Like
scene.
like Samuel L. Jackson.
Without Samuel L. Jackson, that would have fell apart.
Yeah, easily. Christopher Walken, gotta give it to him for that 2-minute monologue. You've got to give it to him. I mean, oh boy, like he nailed that one out of the park. With the watch up his ass. Just love Christopher Walken all the way through. Marcellus Wallace, Ving
Yeah.
Rhames.
I think anybody could have played that role.
Anyone could have. Nothing too special, but still, it was kind of like, okay, Ving Rhames, we like him.
I think Butch's role is
Butch.
pretty good, man.
Bruce Willis did just the way he did use the character.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt like that was for no one else other than Bruce Willis. So we're gonna get into like the recasting. All right. So nothing else on notable acting performances. Okay.
I think
Jade.
Mia kind of is the same.
Yeah. I did like Uma Thurman as Mia. She did good.
Yeah.
She's like the same character throughout the
she
whole
is.
movie.
I will say I do like Tim Roth too, as Pumpkin, and Honey Bunny.
Honey, dude, she captivates the entire
she
audience
does.
right
Yeah.
there, bro. She pulls it all
Just
there.
The
the way
reaction
she
was
kinda-
so like real, I feel like.
But
Yeah.
then the way that
Got very crackheady.
that Pumpkin and Jules they interact,
That's what I was thinking about. I was
Dude,
like
it's-
watching that. His
yeah.
eyes.
they kept that so real.
You can see Tim Roth thinking.
Yeah.
So you can see like my life. I'm having a gun pointed at my face.
Yeah.
I usually don't have a gun pointed at my face, but this is kind of scary. Just real like, like that. You could see like that's where he's thinking. He's like, how do I stay alive here? I love Tim Roth. He does fantastic in Reservoir Dogs with an American accent because Tim Roth is in fact English. Do you know who actually plays Honey Bunny?
Mm-mm.
So do y'all know Christopher Plummer? Like one of the greatest actors of all time.
Nope.
He just died. That's his daughter who plays Honey Bunny.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. So obviously it runs in the family where she just tops it off. She was great, especially when she started crying.
Yeah.
And after just being freaking out because she's like, I've never been in this situation,
Yeah.
So she did great. So let's see. Oh, guys, favorite quotes.
Oh yeah. So
Oh,
we're gonna go
boy.
from each guy, from each character.
Yeah. So let's start with you, Jade.
My favorite Vincent line
Vincent line.
is, "Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face." Just because
just got Marvin in the face.
Just because,
So
all right,
casual.
so just think about it from Jules' perspective. Like he's driving just casually, they're all talking, and then all of a sudden, bow! Like,
what the fuck happened?
yeah, just blood everywhere. That's it.
It's like a pan of cane
Marvin.
exploded in the back. He's like, I just shot Marvin in the face.
Like I said, Marvin's thoughts and everything. All over everybody.
The back of the car. And all over them is the best part. What's your next one?
I think so. Butch's best line is "Zed's dead, baby."
Zed's dead, baby.
And
Zed's
then
dead.
the Royale with cheese is hilarious because it's like they're talking about the Big Mac, the Big Mac.
He's like, Big Mac.
And I think I like Jules talking to Pumpkin saying, "You want to play the blind man? Go walk with the shepherd."
Yeah.
To me, he's like introducing like that time to drop the hammer back moment of I'm going to kill you, but then he does the opposite. When quoting scripture, he clicks the hammer back down in that moment.
Which was really cool.
Yeah.
I love that. So is that all you got?
Yeah, that's my quotes because all the other ones are very obscene and
no,
Wolf.
Wolf's
line where he talks about where he's talking to his girl who shows up.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Of course you're a character, but that doesn't mean you have character."
Yeah. I do like that. Like,
and they get in the car and roll off.
He's like, see, respect.
Respecting your elders.
Yeah, respecting your elders, it pays off, baby. Yeah, I love that. Like, again, we love Mr. Wolf.
Yeah.
I will say, not a quote, but my brothers and I, every time we have some coffee, we'll look at each other like, this is good. Like what he does to Jimmy after the whole thing. He's like, I know it's good coffee. I buy the good stuff. But I'm stepping on toes. Caedmon, what's your all-time favorite?
I like Zed's dead, baby.
Yep.
Of course. And then don't be a
square.
Yeah.
I do like that one. Don't be it was odd how it actually made a shape.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are your favorite?
Yeah, that's like highlighted in the film too. Just like square.
Yeah, it was real interesting. I remember watching the first part. I was like, what in the world? All right, Mom, don't watch me quote these. But I know my favorite, I think, is when Butch is like, you okay? And Marcel's like, no, man. Pretty fucking far from okay. I think that was my favorite. And then Mr. Wolf, of course. So, pretty please, with sugar on top, clean the fucking car. And then, of course, Fabian's like, who's Zed? And the Butch is, Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. So, obviously, that's a favorite among all three of us. And then Jules, hamburgers, the cornerstone to any nutritious breakfast. And what does Marcel's look like? What ain't a word? And we're like, he's like, what? Is that what country you're from? What? Just that whole scene. I will say that whole scene. And then the quote, everything.
What are they speaking? What?
Yeah. Do they speak English? English, motherfucker. Do you speak it? And then I like what he says. Check out the big brains on Brett. You're a smart motherfucker. That's right. The metric system. And then Pumpkin says, you get your head blown off robbing a place like a gas station, but a restaurant, you catch them with their pants down. That's more of an Australian
And
accent.
Vincent's in the bathroom.
Yeah, and Vincent's in the bathroom.
When he says that.
Little do you know. Oh, damn, okay. Check out the big brains on Jade. What a smart motherfucker.
Telling you, man, it's like it just never ends with the bathroom scenes.
It happens.
That's where the zombies get you.
That is true.
Zombieland.
That is. Well,
It's a rule.
I'm not gonna talk about that. How I've not seen it.
Dang.
I know. I need to. There's a lot I need to catch up on.
Man. It's okay.
It's okay.
There's a lot of movies out there.
Thank you. That's what I say. But
just finish your quotes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. But like we said earlier, where Jules like, come on, let's get into character. I do like that part. We talked about a lot of significance. But there's one of Mia that like I just thought of, you know. I do like when the part where the exchange where Vince is like, is this what you call one of those awkward silences? She's like, I don't know what that was, but the whole thing was good. Cinematography was done by Andrzej Sekurta, who did Reservoir Dogs, went on to do American Psycho and Four Rooms and I Am Wrath. Four Rooms was very different. Just watched that recently. He's a Polish cinematographer. I feel like the cinematography was pretty good. They're the ones that kind of focus on the lighting that you were talking about. So I guess that's where he kind of fell short, was the lighting. Sometimes I feel like the lighting in American Psycho was a little off.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe lighting isn't his strong suit, but I did like the different frames that he had. And apparently they wanted a way to make it seem less grainy. So they used a certain film. So, I don't know, I liked it. I have nothing to complain about the cinematography. I thought it was great. Like I mentioned that one time with Butch passing through the fence.
Yeah.
It was like, how did they make that seem so seamless of passing through such a small hole? You know, and like me being around that, how'd they use that steady cam, you know, to get all the way through? Must have had to be a skinny kid or something to get through that. So what'd y'all think about the cinematography?
I thought it was great. Like you can really tell when there's bad cinematography in movies. Like I watched Octopussy today, and there'd be like random shots of like someone's shirt or just like half of someone's face. Like this, just kind of whack.
Interesting.
But then like looking at Pulp Fiction, it was just all perfect.
I like
Everything fit.
Yeah. Jade, are you laughing at my voice crack?
No, the movie choice. On the other end of the table.
Oh, Octopus.
I don't know why I was watching it, but
yeah, that's another thing. Like, why do you watch these certain movies?
That's why I like hanging out. A bunch of James Bond movies. It's on HBO now. So.
Oh, wait, that's true. That's true. I did see that. Jade, anything to say about cinematography?
It kind of gave you the perspective that you were just like in the diner scene, you felt like you were just like a pedestrian.
Yeah.
You felt like you were like sitting at another table.
I did notice that, where the cinematography was very minimal.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, obviously there were scenes.
Not to step on you, I'm sorry.
No, there were scenes where like, yeah, obviously they're like right next to their face while they're talking. But then like whenever they go to rob the place, they back that up and you're kind of just in the crowd.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I do like that.
And it's not just zoned in right on them. You kind of get a back shot of everything
as
going
if you're in the diner with them being held hostage.
You can see that Vincent's not at the table and that Jules is sitting there by himself like, here we go.
Yeah. They could have just taken them both on, you know, but it's not what happened. And
no, just Jules, because Vincent's in the pot.
Exactly, that's what I meant. Whereas they couldn't do that. They couldn't. you just like referring that he's in the pot.
I just hate that. It just seems like he missed everything in the movie. Yeah, just to take a dump.
It sounds like you have some PTSD.
No, man.
No. Okay. I guess we won't go there. But no, I do like that perspective of like you as the audience feel like you're in the movie being far away. I like that. That was cool. Let's see. Score and soundtrack. No film score was composed, which I really didn't realize. There was no like film score.
Just a bunch of songs.
No sound, like no background orchestra,
nothing
like that, which was really odd for in general with the film.
I really didn't even realize until I read this. I was like, shoot, there is no background. It's all just music choices.
I'll say the second song of the movie, Jungle Boogie.
Yeah. Jungle Boogie. That was
by Kool and the Gang.
Yeah, Kool and the Gang.
Specifically, the best form of version of Jungle Boogie that there is.
I do like
the funk style is just
funks. You can't get better than that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was I've heard the other. I didn't know there was a bunch of other versions.
Bro, Jungle Boogie is one of them timeless classics.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, like speaking of like, they just used. The movie just used the assortment of surf music, rock and roll, soul, and pop songs. Some of the songs were suggested to Tarantino by his friends Chuck Kelly and Laura Lovelace, who were credited as music consultants. So it's cool that like they just used a bunch of different music, you know, songs that like already existed and probably got some of the rights to and just used. You know, like I mentioned, Flowers on the Wall.
Right, and all the way to Al Green.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
my
favorite.
Stay Together.
Yeah. So a bunch of just classic choices, and I like his time. So what do you think of
That's the movie that put me on a Miserloo, and then I played on Guitar Hero 2 a bunch.
Oh, I see.
Guitar Hero.
Oh, those were the days. Those were the days. I don't have anything for story rewrite or inserts. I don't know how you can do that for this because it's crafted in such a way where you can't do it.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see more of the background of Butch.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that character more.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
Because you know he's a good guy.
Yeah.
You know he's down on his luck. But like we said with his relationship with his old lady, you don't really get to see that.
Yeah.
You know?
Now that you bring that up, I do like that. I like that take. Where more
I think
of a backstory.
if there was a spin-off to this movie, I think it would be Butch.
It would just be called Butch.
Yeah.
Butch and the Gang.
Butch and because he's already
Butch
cut ties.
Grace.
He's cut ties
Chopper.
with the mob, Marcellus Wallace. He's already cut ties. He's already made his peace. He earned his freedom.
Yeah.
So he's free.
I want to see if
maybe Jules comes after him.
Yeah.
You know, in the movie
Because there was something going on.
Because he killed Vincent.
Oh.
So maybe Jules comes after him later
because he knows.
So
he just wants some revenge.
or
yeah.
maybe Butch knows what's in the briefcase.
Oh. Maybe that's kind of what's going on.
That's my rewrite. Anyway.
Okay, I like that. I would get on board with that. I would say that's mine. Is like I would want more of like a backstory to Butch.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, good job. And then Caedmon, like, do you have any rewrites, or would you like to echo?
No, well, I think it was just perfect the way it was, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crafted.
And plus,
in
it
such
had
a
a
way.
lot going on anyway. You know.
Yeah. It's just crafted in such a way
Yeah.
you just can't.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying we need to have a background on Butch or a second movie or anything, but if you were,
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to see.
yeah,
I would like that. I wouldn't mind.
maybe we're gonna give him some ideas, bro.
Hey,
He's
gonna give you-
Tarantino, come on, boy. No,
Tarantino give you a call, bro, and be like, "Yo,
not me a call. He'd give you a call. Well, he'd give me a call. I'm like, hey, so I watch your podcast, which would be great. But your friend Jade, Jace, whatever his name is, I'd give it.
the guy not wearing a jacket."
Yeah, the guy wearing Vince's little cowboy necktie, whatever. Give me his number. I'm like, okay.
That would be nuts.
Dude, can you imagine you just one day at your the fire
I'd
station?
quit.
You'd quit just to be like a writing consultant?
I'd call the old lady and be like, "Hey, we're moving.
You're moving to LA.
Sorry,
Moving to LA, baby. Are we safe?
no."
No, you do the little side profile face like,
She asked, "We're safe."
no, we're not safe.
Dog.
All right,
Recasting.
recasting. You excited?
What character you want to? Let's go character by character.
All right. So how about this? I'll share because the way I did it is like these are a bunch. I didn't do what I thought. The way I did it was I did a bunch of names that were almost casted. A lot of them I was very surprised, and we'll kind of go. I'll go from like where yes and no, or yes, or it would have been interesting to see that person.
Do you believe that some of them should have been in the role versus the ones who got it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I don't know, like it would be interesting to see, for example, Michael Madsen was wanted for Vince.
Right.
He was Mr. Pink in Reservoir Dogs. I guess he wrote it to where the characters are brothers, but he was wanted for Vince. Daniel Day-Lewis and James Gandolfini were interested for Vince. So you should know, who Daniel Day-Lewis is, right? Anyway, one of the craziest actors out there. You know who Daniel Day-Lewis is, right?
Who did he play? Like, what was?
Okay, so have you seen There Will Be Blood?
Yeah.
It's like, he was like, this is my milkshake.
Wait, that's. Oh yeah, I know exactly. I know who you're talking.
Yeah, that's he played Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Daniel Day-Lewis.
I don't know.
James Gandolfini he was the guy in The Sopranos.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see Daniel Day-Lewis. I don't see DDL playing.
What about today? Who would you have play the role today? That's the way.
That's what it is. That's what the recasting is.
Okay, that's the way I viewed it.
Yeah, which you viewed perfectly. Who would I see? Oh man, like someone that has to be middle aged.
We're talking about Vincent.
Vincent.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's the eyes, but maybe Chris Pine. Maybe Chris Pine. Or even Shia LaBeouf. Talk about.
So hear me out on this. Hear me out on this.
All right, I'm hearing.
So I brought up the nice guys earlier.
Okay. Ryan
All right.
Gosling.
So Ryan Gosling's character going back and forth, being funny, being careless, being smooth. So all these attributes that Vincent is, man. And so
I'm a big Ryan Gosling fan.
I really didn't like him.
I love Ryan Gosling.
La La Land.
I love him in La La Land.
All right, great. But then he flipped the script with the nice guys, bro.
He did.
And I loved it.
No, that's why I like he has so much.
Bro, like for me, that's who I would pick as
Ryan
Vincent
Gosling
today.
Okay, so today we have Ryan Gosling. I think Shia LaBeouf.
Think so? Colin Farrell? Adam Driver.
Oh, Colin Farrell.
I'm
always on board with Colin Farrell.
Adam Driver's one of the best actors of our time, man.
He is.
Is that
no doubt about it.
Lonely Islands guy?
Adam Driver?
Yeah, who's Adam Driver again?
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Oh yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't think he
plays a lot of different roles.
He does. He just has like a very different. I don't know.
I've never seen him in a role like that though. That's why I want it.
Like him from Marriage Story.
Yeah.
Just screaming all the time.
Good movie though, man.
Yeah. I still need to finish it. I'm only like.
But yeah, no, Ryan Gosling's definitely my take.
Yeah. Okay, so Ryan Gosling.
So who do you have as a Butch?
Well, what do you have as Vince? Who do you have?
Maybe Ryan Reynolds.
Ooh, that one was tossed around, man.
Yeah. I'm always
because we talked about Deadpool.
Yeah. I'm always for Ryan Reynolds.
Yep.
I'm a big Ryan Reynolds boy.
And he's got the right humor for it. For
yeah,
sure.
He definitely does.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like he would maybe a little too funny.
Yeah.
True. I feel like he never really stops.
Yeah, he's constantly like, I gotta make a joke here, and like I gotta make this awkward situation. Like him, he would have made so many jokes during the overdose scene. You know, he would have made it funny. Whereas like I like how that was like constantly. It was funny with the yelling.
I see so many overdoses in a regular week that
that's true.
I'm so numb to that scene.
Really?
No, it's just nothing.
That part is like I'm like, oh, never want to do that.
We don't do that anymore, by the way.
You don't do overdoses?
No, like stab people.
Yeah. Oh,
no, it's not really
through
like
the breastplate.
Yeah, no, it's not a thing.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, we do that, but it's for like a whole different
cool insight.
Like collapse of the heart.
Oh, the collapse of like the lungs.
Yeah,
gotcha. That's pretty cool insight.
I mean, I'm not a medic, so
but you have like
I can't speak on the exact terminology, but it's like.
But as a fireman, you know, like certain things that you would have to do.
Yeah.
If you were in a pinch like this.
But I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. I would. I'm not gonna be the one holding the syringe. Who would play a good Butch today?
John Berthal.
Oh, John Bernthal. Ooh. I like that. A good kind of washed up. I like that.
He's gritty. I like him.
He is gritty. Either that, him, or Jason Statham from just like he's in everything. The bald guy that's in everything.
Yeah.
Can't think of a single movie.
Does it have to be a bald guy?
No, but I just feel like he would play good. Like, be like he would be an
Speaking
English.
of Marcellus Wallace, then who would be that today?
Ooh, still Ving Rhames. He still looks the same.
You think so?
Yeah, he still has like the same. But Michael Clark Duncan, who he's not with us anymore, but like at the time, he was John Coffey in The Green Mile.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have done good. He would have been, but he probably would have been too like sweet looking, you know?
Who am I thinking of? He's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Drax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of, the actor who played
Dave
Drax.
Bautista?
Yes.
So y'all thinking...
But because he's shown such that side now where he's like actually an actor and not just some muscle on the screen.
Yeah,
but obviously
less of a meathead.
Obviously, our culture would play Terry Crews as this position.
Yeah.
In this role.
Yeah. Going off of like the race especially. But I feel like I agree with you about Dave Bautista playing because like you said.
Yeah, he's He's played some different roles now, man. He's actually got some depth to him.
He does. Like, I wouldn't say surprisingly, but at the same time, yeah, surprisingly.
Surprisingly. You just
Surprisingly.
I could see Terry Crews as Jules, to be honest.
Terry Crews would play a good Jules.
I don't know, man.
Huh. I do like that.
I have my take on Jules.
Really?
Jamie Foxx.
Oh. You had to pull that one out. Yeah. Jamie Foxx. But you want to know who almost played? So, but you want to know. Lawrence Fishburne and Eddie Murphy.
Really?
Eddie Murphy
was up for it, huh?
almost played Jules. I feel like he would have been trying to be too funny. But at the same time, like, I feel like he would have nailed, like, all the quotes. He would have done it.
Yeah,
but
for the time. In the 90s.
Yeah, because now he can play a little more seriousness, I feel like. But, with a tone, like a comedic undertone.
Yeah. Who today, though, would you?
I like the Terry Crews idea. I like the Terry
For Jules?
For Jules.
I just don't feel like Terry Crews has depth, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like
he is a meathead. That's it. Every film.
I don't know. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
He does have some...
He's funny, so...
He is funny. He does have some moments where you're like, oh, wow, I feel for him.
And I feel like our culture would put The Rock.
No.
Yeah.
No,
and I would hate it, but I'm saying, like, I just feel like that's what they would do.
They kind of have done that, too.
Yeah.
They kind of have done that.
Put him in everything.
Well, yeah, he kind of plays where he's trying to. He's trying to be like, oh, I'm going to be funny. Here's a one-liner. Funny? It's like, no, you're not. Pretty much. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like you can't break away from Samuel L. Jackson. I do like Jamie Foxx.
I just feel like, I don't know. I've already said my piece with
Jamie Foxx. Okay. I'm on with you on that one. Caedmon?
Still going Terry Crews.
Terry Crews? Okay.
For Marcellus Wallace or?
Jules.
Oh.
But Marcellus Wallace, we didn't completely... Dave Bautista is what
I think it would be a pretty cool run-in for that one.
Yeah.
Because he seems like he'd be a cool gangster.
Yeah, he would be. He would be more terrifying, I feel like. Because he's
got scars, Like,
I'd like to see Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson?
Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah, because, he doesn't say much,
Hey guys. So...
Imagine. After the raping.
Are you... I didn't like that.
No, I'm not all right.
No, I'm not okay. I'm about to go medieval on his ass.
I'm out.
All right, so Jennifer Aniston and Michelle Pfeiffer almost played the part of Mia Wallace. Jennifer Aniston surprises me.
So much hotter.
Yes. Agreed.
Just overall,
yeah.
Maybe...
Much hotter.
Maybe too pretty for the role.
I feel like too pretty, yeah.
Like too much of like a good girl vibe.
Yeah.
For that role.
Yeah, that's true. Too much of a good girl vibe. I like that.
Who is it in she's in the Marvel series. Oh man.
Who does she play in?
She's got black hair. She's also
Ant-Man.
No, she's also in Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad. Oh shoot.
Oh, Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
She would be great for that role.
Who?
Jane from Breaking Bad.
Oh, Jane from Breaking Bad.
I forget her actress.
It's been like forever since I've like seen even just a smidge of Breaking Bad too. I know.
Well, anyway, that character. Like for that role, you don't need to be like a Jennifer Aniston type, where you just look like a
just a pinup girl, basically. Yeah, I like it. But no, that's pretty much all I have. I was really surprised by Daniel Day-Lewis, but no, we talked about Butch. I landed with I think John Bernthal. This was a good match. That was pretty much it.
Winston Wolfe, who would replace him?
Winston Wolfe. Oh man, Winston Wolfe. I can't even.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. I like it.
Told you I did my research on this.
Name dropping a fellow, even though I haven't really seen, I just mentioned I haven't seen all of Breaking Bad, and it's been forever. Yeah. Oh, Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston, I can see that. But it's going to be a very different character. Because Bryan Cranston, he can do smooth, but not the smooth that Harvey Keitel has.
Nah.
Not the smoothness.
You need like an Irish mob, Italian mob.
You need someone who looks Italian.
Yeah.
Like Sylvester Stallone is what came to my mind of Italian, but no, not Sylvester Stallone. I can't think of anyone to do the wolf, especially like on the spot. Who do you have?
Who's the guy in Kingsman who says manners maketh man?
Oh, Colin Firth.
Yeah.
He would be a great cleaner.
He would. He would be a good cleaner.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I like that idea.
Manners maketh the man, baby.
I guess I was just thinking American. Yeah. But now you gotta think outside the box. Maybe what if he was just English? What if he was an Englishman?
Well,
okay.
It doesn't matter who it is. It matters that it gets done.
Yeah, that's true. I like it. Okay, so we'll end with Colin Firth.
Just clean the car.
Yeah. Say pretty, please. Clean the car. I used to do him too all the time. Say pretty, please. Sugar on top. Clean the car. Well, gentlemen, I do appreciate y'all joining me. I'm sorry I threw those Royale cheeses on you.
It's okay.
But we did it. You ate it. I almost have a quarter of my quarter pounder left. But no, guys, this was fun. We talked about one of the biggest movies out there. Like, how do y'all feel accomplished?
Oh, yeah.
You feel accomplished?
I feel like I need another coffee.
Yeah, I'll hook you up with some more coffee. Don't worry.
All right.
Well, those watching or listening, y'all can follow our Instagram at the Bowtie Movie Lounge. That's it. Nothing crazy. Just very simple. All run together. You can email us at mailbag@thebowtiemovielounge.com. We'll put all these in the link below, and we will catch you next time with whatever film we do. So please, join us next time. We'll see you then at the Bowtie Movie Lounge. Adios.